And good Saturday morning. Excuse me. Good Saturday morning, everybody.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Look who's back. He's back. We're limited engagement.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, right?
Oh, it's great to have you back, Shannon, man. We missed you.
Be back, man. I've missed it. Just life is too busy anymore. So always happy to be here.
Oh, cool beans, cool beans. So we are back once again. And great to have you guys with us. Hope your weekend and your Saturday is starting off well. We're going to do what we do. We're going to show some comics, have some laughs, check in with the Peanut Gallery here. Any good stories from the last week?
No, just work. And, well, I told you, I guess it was last weekend. I got off work Friday, had to go drive about almost an hour and play music, and then got back and got about 3 hours sleep and had to work all day Saturday, and then come back and did the same thing and had to drive over an hour to the next gig. Oof. So I was basically Sunday, I was like so tired I couldn't sleep, I couldn't rest. So I'm still trying to catch up, So, and then, I was telling you earlier, I'm going to do like a cutoff at 12 because we got to go car shopping, because my little CRV seen its last days. So, but that's basically it,
Oh, cool beans. Well, I can sympathize with you. Like I told you before we went on, I says I can sympathize with you this morning. As far as being tired, went on to crazy Hungarian Joe's Friday night stream last night and had a great time with all the guys there. And it was talking about war comics and war movies and stuff like that. And we went off the air somewhere around 11 o'clock, I think it was. And I think I got to bed somewhere around 2 o'clock because we were just having a great conversation and still showing stuff and stuff like that. A lot of fun. So, and if you guys get a chance, you got to check out Crazy Hungarian Joe's show on Friday night, man. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't get to do it. He invited me on, but I had too much to do and was trying to straighten up in here and find some stuff and was looking at cars online and all that good stuff. So, but I watched most of the replays. It was a great stream.
Yeah, it was a good group of people. They had ECR was there, Easy Comic Reader, Triple C was there, Matt from Heroes for Hire Comic Club, he was there. Random Reads, Kevin, he was there. Did I cover everybody? I think I got everybody. Rob, Triple C, ECR, and of course Joe himself. So it was a lot of fun. So if you guys get a chance, sub him up if you haven't and check him out. Also, Rob is Triple C. He's racking up the subs. I think he said last night, I think he's over 2,400 now.
Nice.
So yeah. He's doing a great. He's been concentrating on trying to get some subs because he's kind of rearranged the way he does things now. So he's got the auction sales now on Saturdays and Sundays, and then throughout the week, I think it's at least Monday through Thursday that he does the claim sales still. So a lot of fun. You guys got to check them out there too. So of course, Easy Comic Reader. You gotta love Easy, man. His variety show, a lot of fun. Of fun. We were talking last night about the Freebirds and stuff like that. Wrestling,
Wrestling.
That's it, baby. So, well, what do you say we bring in the Peanut Gallery, see what they're up to this morning?
Let's do that.
All right.
The Peanut Gallery's on the run. We got the comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west. Peanut Gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near. Man, we're glad you're here.
And good morning to the Peanut Gallery. Great to have you all with us once again.
Good morning, all you fine people. Missed everybody when I was gone, so hope everybody's well.
And let's see what we got. Kicking off here, we got, well, we know how we got to start this off here. There we go. There we go. We got Anthony Perdue starting us off like he always does with his comics memory story. And Anthony says, good morning, Peanut Peers. Comic strips at the racetrack, 1972 to 1974. Whenever my dad and my Uncle Manny went to the horse race tracks, I would join them.
While they were watching the horse racing, I was busy collecting newspaper comic strip pages. The racetrack sold 5 different newspapers, 2 of which I was familiar with.
Oh. Sometimes visitors would bring their own local newspaper, giving me an additional comic strip page to take home. Cool beans.
Some papers would have 1 or 2 of the same strips, usually Peanuts and BC, my 2 favorites. Then the rest of the lineup would be different, and that's what made it exciting for me.
And getting a chance to see the other strips, my 2 local newspapers didn't have. When I finished collecting the pages, I went back and sat with my dad and Uncle Manny.
While they were watching the races, I was busy reading my beloved comic strips. Dad and Uncle Manny didn't always go home with winnings, but I did with comic strips at the racetrack.
And he says, okay. He says, Teddy thanks his friends for their prayers and well wishes. He's still slowly recovering, and we will catch the replay. Take care, everyone. Well, Anthony, thank you so much again for another great comic memory. We love hearing your comic book stories, man. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, anytime you can come home with some 4-color sequential art, that's the thing to do.
Great. Thank you again, Anthony.
Thanks, buddy.
What else? Who else we got? We got Mastodon Comics is with us today. How you doing, Mastodon? Man, I am getting dry down here. Excuse me. And Mastodon says, good morning, Rod, Shannon, and the Peanut Gallery. I'm excited to get to watch live for the first time in several weeks. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, thank you so much, Mastodon, for spending your Saturday with us, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to be here live for the first time in several weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And you have been missed, my friend. You have been missed.
Okay.
Oh, and we know what's coming up now. That's right. Easy Comic Reader.
And he says, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well, to the tune of True Love Ways by Buddy Holly, or a reasonable facsimile thereof. I was telling Rod, I was like, well, I was going to try to pull my mandolin out on this one. And I realized when I played bass so long, it had been way too long since I played this, and I forgot half the chords. So just a warning there. So you got to help me on this one, man.
Okay, I'll give it my best shot. But...
just you know why you and I will buy comics all our days. Sometimes we'll sigh. Wrong chord. Sometimes we'll sigh. Sometimes we'll cry. and we
And we
don't know
know
why. Just you and I are comic waves. Yeah, that was terrible. So sorry, guys.
Oh, no. I think you were the one carrying the tune because I certainly wasn't.
Man, I hadn't played that thing. Well, actually, my grandson wanted me to pull it out, so I was letting him play a little bit. And so I was like, man, I need to get back on this thing because I usually go play with my dad some. But yeah, apologize, but great job as always with Mike. Easy comic reader, picking out a great song and putting some great lyrics to it. So, yeah, moving on.
Thank you so much, Mike. Easy comic reader. Always appreciate your comic musical stylings that we look forward to every week. So thank you once again. Awesome. We gave it the college try. And now we got... Right, the Baroness of the Blue Ridge, Lady Maranya. How you doing this morning, Maranya?
Hey, Maranya, the wrench meister herself.
That's it. Great to have you with us once again, keeping us in line, keeping us on track. She says, great story as always, Anthony. I remember reading Pogo in the Sunday paper in North Carolina as a kid. I don't recall it being in our local paper. And she also wants to say she's glad that Teddy is recovering well, as are we all. So good to hear that. Cool beans. And what was it last week? I think I was talking about I don't know, somehow we got talking about Turkish taffy and if it was still around. Well, I went. Yes, it's still around. Bonomo, or however you say it. So this was the one I used to get as a kid, banana flavored. They also had chocolate, strawberry, but I also got the vanilla flavored one too.
Nice.
And then when I was there it was called Caleb's Country Store. We usually go there several times during the year when we get a chance. But you remember these? They were like 3-colored coconut to strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
Right. I remember those. That's
cool. They still make those. That's pretty cool.
That's like the stuff you find in Cracker Barrel all the time.
Yes. Yeah. I love Cracker Barrel store. The one closest to us up in Portland, Maine, they closed down.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I don't know where there's another one local or what would be close to, because that was about an hour away. So probably have to go south, probably into Massachusetts now to get one. So, but I brought those when I saw them. I says, I got to bring those back and show everybody that, yes, Turkish taffy still exists. Oh, man. All right. What else we got going? There we go.
And Maranya says, both you and Teddy are in my thoughts and prayers, Anthony. Absolutely.
Yes. Glad to hear Teddy's doing well. Cool beans. And Maranya also says, good to see you, Mastodon. Cool beans.
And Scotty Z70's in the house.
Hey, Scotty, what's happening?
And said, did the time change only affect us, not him?
And he also says, you lived in North Carolina as a kid, talking to Maranya. I thought you just went to the beach near me, Maranya.
And Maranya says, great song as always, ECR. I had to look it up, and the song, and it fits.
Perfectly. Perfect. No, I visited once a year, Scotty. I lived in Maryland as a kid, she says.
Eric K's in the house.
Hey, Eric.
Welcome, sir. Glad to see you. He says, hey, Rod, Shannon, and all the peanuts. I'll have to watch this on the rewind as I'm headed for an overnight trip shortly. Take care, everyone. Well, safe travels, Eric. Glad you could stop by and say hello, and hope you have a great weekend.
And we got to congratulate Eric. He's told us, both Shannon and I, in some texts and stuff, that he just finished off the Captain Savage.
Yeah. Cool little run.
That's great to hear. Always great when you finish off a series like that, like you said. Great stuff. So great to have you with us, Eric, and see you on the replay. And Maranya says, sometimes we'd stay 2 weeks or so, then I'd get to read 2 Sunday papers. There we go.
There we go. And I'm One of Us is here. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing? I am One of Us.
He says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir. I hope your Saturday's going well. Great to see you in the Peanut Gallery once again. And Maranya says, take care, Eric, Ozzy, Harry, and Anna Lee, and Martin will be waiting for you when you return.
And Maranya says, ECR, did Dolly June and Amos Moses help you pick out the song? Inquiring minds.
There you go. Maranya says, good morning to I Am One of Us.
And he says hello to Maranya.
And Mastodon Comics and Music says, and so it begins.
And ECR says, good morning, Maranya. Those two are always there to listen and howl when I sing them out.
Under the collar of MS, how you doing this morning, sir?
Glad to have you.
Yeah, it's great to see you once again. He says, good morning to Maranya and the boys, along with everyone else in the Peanut Gallery.
And Maranya says, Scotty, the North Carolina paper was kind of like the TV stations in Long Beach, a jumbled assortment of comic strips. No station was just ABC, NBC, or CBS. One station had an ABC show and an NBC show, for example.
Oh, wow, cool.
That's interesting.
And Maranya also says, good morning to Kyle and Lemmy Killmeister.
And Scotty says, there's a new guy here.
There's a new guy here. Yeah. Oh, who is this guy over here? Oh, man. And Werewolf by Lunchtime. Hey, how you doing, Werewolf by Lunchtime, man? Good to see you back.
Hey, Werewolf. Glad to see you.
He says, Mrs. Werewolf, Rico, and myself have the same length beards with all this waiting. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
And she says, good morning, Rod. Shanley, finally back from assignment. Yeah, it's what it feels like. The Peanut Gallery, the Nuts of the Day, the Foos, the studio audience, and Maranya's Legion of Peanut Pets.
That's it. That's it. Should we play the Peanut Pets now?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see here. Where do I keep you? I know you're down here somewhere.
Which way did it go?
All right, there we go. The Legion of Peanut Pets. Hope all the pets and our little furry friends are doing well this morning with everybody.
Absolutely.
Great to see. And we've got the crazy Hungarian Joe. How you doing, Joe?
Hey, Joe. And Joe says, good morning, Rod and Shannon, and hello to all the peanuts, and hello to you, kind sir. That was a great stream you guys had last night.
I really enjoyed myself, Joe. Thank you so much for letting me hang out with you guys. It was a ton of fun, man. And hang out we did till, like I said, about 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, we had fun and laughs. So Oh, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Don't forget to check him out. Crazy Hungarian. Sub him up if you haven't. And I can't believe anybody that watches our show hasn't. Definitely sub him up and check him out. Oh, let's see. What else is going on here? We've got Michael Taylor. How you doing, Michael? Great to have you with us once again, my friend.
Hey, Michael.
He says, hi, Rod Shannon. Welcome back. Hi, Peanut Gallery. He's covering them all.
Thank
Cool
you,
beans.
sir. Happy to be back.
And we've got Triple P. Andrew, how you doing this morning,
Hey,
Andrew?
Andrew. And he says, greetings and salutations, Rod, Shannon, and the rest of the Peanut Gallery. Happy Saturday. And to you also, sir.
Yes, great to see you, Andrew. And I have a little thing here from Andrew. He sent me some pictures of a recent haul he did. So he set up a little guest haul video here. He's got some really cool books. Wait till you see some of these. Really cool. Hold on. Let me just find where I put it. Is it down here? Oh, come on. I know you're here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, man. I got so many things in here now that I really got to thin them out. Here we go. Right here. There we go. There we go. Great job, Andrew.
That was great. But I loved all those Star Spangled War dinosaur covers, especially.
Yeah. Well, last night on Crazy Joe's there, Crazy Hungarian, there was quite a few of those shown. Great stuff. Great stories. I know myself personally, I still got quite a few of them to pick up, but they're a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew's haul there. He got that Airboy with the heap, and
That's a cool
I like.
book.
Yeah, I like the heap, and I'm like, wow, I gotta try and hunt that one down. So hopefully it's not too expensive. So, but he had a lot of cool books. Those Dell Monster ones with the mummy and the Wolfman, those are cool.
And that Dell, not Dell, but Goki King Kong, that's been on my list for a while.
And that's a one shot, right? Yeah, that's a one shot. Yeah.
Oh, but it was big news to me. We've talked about that where George Wilson did all those painted covers for Go Key.
Yeah.
Well, that book is finally coming in, and I think it's going to arrive on the 24th of this month. So my son just sent me the text because it was a Christmas present, supposed to be a Christmas present from 2 years ago, and it kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed. And anybody that's a fan of Go Key and all those great painted covers, most of those were done by an artist named George Wilson. So this is like a book just celebrating, I think they said there was like 300 different cover illustrations.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So I've been waiting for that book for a long time. So he said, I don't know, Dad. Said, you want to call it a late Christmas present or an early birthday present? I said, I just want the book. I don't care what you call it.
Oh, well, hopefully we'll keep we'll keep our fingers crossed that it comes to fruition this time, right? All right. Let me find my way back here to the Peanut Gallery and see what's going on. We got Maranya, and she says, good morning to you and the Mrs. Rico Werewolf. Is Rico still wearing the cone of shame? We want to know.
And Scotty says, I think I understand the NC paper was a cartoon show.
Cool beans. And Maranya says, good morning to Hungarian Michael and Triple P.
And Eric Breen's in the house, the professor.
How you doing, Professor?
And he comes with a big old hello.
Oh, man, I missed that. Oh, Michael Taylor says, how are you, werewolf?
And Ronnie says the Sunday paper was a grab bag of comic strips. Some might see at home, others only on vacation, Scotty.
Ah. And Michael Taylor says, oh, didn't I do it? Oh, it's a duplicate. We're bringing ourselves in the chat now. And Triple P says, hello to Maranya.
And Maranya says, hello to you too, Eric.
Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Rico is free, Maranya, and causing more trouble than usual. Lost his collar whilst out today. If it isn't one thing, it's another.
And Scotty says, oh, I think I got it now. They were paper because there was a cartoon show called Comic Strip or something like that. They would play different cartoons every week, including Tiger Sharks.
I'm not familiar with that, the show. No. Maranya says, oh dear, Rico needs to behave himself.
And I guess Scotty's saying, yeah, to Maranya.
Oh, I think it was just a spelling thing, probably. There you go. Go ahead and do Crazy Joe too.
Hey, Crazy Hungarian says, morning, Maranya.
And Maranya says, I'm talking about the Sunday weekly newspapers comic section, Scotty.
And Scotty says, it's not easy being easy.
And Crazy Hungarian says, great fun last night, Rod. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks again for letting me hang out with you guys. If you get a chance, check out the show. A lot of fun. A lot of the war. It was war comics was the theme. So had a lot of great war comics shown by everybody last night. A lot of fun.
And Scotty says, got you when you talked about TV channels. I got confuzzled. Maranya.
Confuzzled. I like it. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I'm kind of glad you guys are late. Mrs. Werewolf and myself both need bathroom breaks already, he says.
And Brian says, liking the mix of comic strips to the TV channels in North Carolina. They were both a grab bag of fun things.
Oh, cool beans. And Scotty Z70 says, it's cool. I ain't awake yet.
Hey, Cousin Dale's in the house.
All right, Dale.
Says, good morning, boys. Looking good. And good morning, Doll. And good morning to you, cousin. Glad to have you on here, as always.
Nice to see you in the chat. Great. Thank you, Dale, for spending your Saturday. And we got Diabetic Superman, DS. How you doing?
Glad to see you, DS.
He says, hey, Rod, Shannon, and the Peanut Gallery. We're all hanging out today.
And Triple P says, I used to have an early morning paper route as a kid. From 10 to 14 years old, I would deliver the Worcester Telegram and Gazette all before school. Nice.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't do anything before I had to go to school. I just wanted to sleep. And Triple P also says, I would read the daily strips every day from Brenda Starr to Ziggy. I loved them all, he says.
Oh, man, I forgot about Ziggy. Yeah, I love that strip. And Maranya says, good morning, Dale, DS, and Shadow.
Mastodon Comics says, that was bloody brilliant. And he's giving some applause there.
And Scotty says, I remember Heathcliff Marmaduke Family Circus, Dennis the Menace, Snuffy Smith, BC, which came before North Carolina chronologically, Hagar the Horrible.
Oh, wow. And Michael Taylor says, no, it wasn't, Shannon. Bravo. Talking about the singing.
And ECR says, I'm swooning over here. Awesome job, fellas. I don't know. I appreciate it, man. I don't know if he heard what we heard, though.
I was going to say, easy. Mike, you're too kind, man.
He is way too kind, but another great job by ECR.
Always fun. Thank you so much again, Mike, for those comic music songs. We really appreciate it, man. And Maranya says, fun fact, my dad and brother had a part-time job putting in the Sunday newspaper and at times around holidays paper inserts like the ads in Parade magazine. I remember Parade magazine.
Oh yeah.
First with the, what's that?
Yeah, I love to read that.
Yeah, I forgot all about that until I just saw that. It's one of those things that, oh yeah, I remember that. First with the Washington Star and then the Post. Wow, cool beans. All right.
And ECR says, thank you, Shannon. Right back at you, brother.
There you go. Scotty Z70 says, man, I need to trim my eyebrows. Eating hot cheese doodles, making me sweat. Getting my glasses blurry. Uh-oh, you're falling apart, Scotty. You're falling apart.
Yeah, watch out. And Scotty says, do you get your Turkish taffy from the White Witch in Narnia?
No, I didn't. I stay away from her. Maranya says, breaking news, Eric will soon be getting an addition to the Legion of Pets. All right. I will update you with the information when I learn it, Rod. Yes, thank you very much, Maranya. I know he was talking about it when I was talking with him. He was talking about getting a furry pet. So, cool beans.
Nice. And Scotty says, we just have saltwater taffy. I swear it's just a Dollar Tree taffy thrown in a box with the beach name and picture and sold to tourists to make an easy buck.
Yeah, that's one of at the local beach. It's like 20 minutes away, York Beach in Maine here. They have the big center attraction at the beach is a place called the Goldenrod, and they make their own saltwater taffy, and they have like picture windows all on the outside, and you can go to each of the stations and watch how they prepare it. Right up to putting it into the machine that spins it down and puts it in the wrappers and everything. I've done this I've lived my whole life up here, right? And whenever I go there, I still got to go and watch them do that. It's just fascinating to me for some reason. Simple minds, like Pavlov's dog.
Like what you like, right?
Hey, Tempest from Mars. How you doing, Tempest?
Welcome, Tempest. Afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon, my friend. I saw his recent video. He showed some of his action figures. He's got quite an action figure collection, which was pretty cool, along with some comics that he had. Very cool stuff indeed. Enjoyed that video. If you get a chance, definitely go check him out. Cool beans.
Scotty, that is Turkish Delight, not taffy.
Good morning to you from this side of the pond, TFM, says Maranya.
And Scotty says, but I'm about to open the door. It's getting hot in here. I think maybe it was those hot cheese doodles.
Mike Taylor says, could be wrong. I think Cracker Barrel is or going out of business. Yeah, I know the one, like I said, up here went out of business. I don't know about nationwide, but I was bummed, man. And that was one of my favorite places for my folks. They used to like to go there on a special trip, So that's too bad because I like that store, like you said.
Yeah, we still have a couple up here in our county, so.
Oh, cool. Enjoy them while you got them, man. Enjoy them. Triple P, Plant Printed Periodicals says, hey, there are a few Cracker Barrels in Massachusetts, Rod. Yeah, I thought that would be the closest place would be the Massachusetts. I can't think of any in New Hampshire or Maine now. So unless they're, maybe Bangor might have one or Augusta, one of those, the big cities, the bigger cities. So cool beans, Andrew. Thank you for that.
And Missing Mars is in the house. Welcome.
Double M, great to see you back, my friend. How you doing?
He said, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, kind sir.
Yes, good morning to you. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday with us once again. Appreciate that. Scotty Z70 says, if you want older newspapers, just go to the recycle bin. I took out the recycles yesterday, and there are several bundles of paper in the bin. Never opened, never read.
And Mariah says, good morning to you, Double M and Ludwig.
Yes. And Double A, August Acetic. How you doing, August?
Hey, how you doing, August?
He says, greetings, Rod, Shannon, and Lady M. And greetings to you, my friend. Hope everything's going well in your life this morning.
And Marani says, greetings to you, August.
Scotty says, the Tiger twins are on my bed sleeping right now. Midnight and a little bit are outside playing, getting their exercise.
And World says, that is a massive amount of carrots for beginners magazine, Shannon. But where do you keep your comics? They're around here somewhere, man. It's hard to keep track.
Still looking for them. Where are they? Somewhere. ECR says, awesome books, Triple P. Yes, sir. That was a great haul, man. Cool beans.
And Scotty says, Buster Crabbe had his own comic book. Interesting. He was all over the place back in the day in every cool movie, serial, and TV show.
Yes, he was. Michael Taylor says, those Star Spangled War comics are great. Another thing I like about that title is that they have a lot of pterodactyl covers. Yes, they do. Yes, they do indeed, Michael.
And Tampa says, that's a nice haul, Triple P. Yes, it was.
Yeah, very cool. A lot of cool books. Diabetic Superman said, is that the theme from Ghost and Mrs. Muir? Good ear, Diabetic Superman. You are correct, sir. It is indeed the Ghost and Mrs. Muir's theme song.
Now there's going to be a copyright strike.
Oh, great. I'm surprised. I wondered if anybody would guess that. I thought maybe Maranya might get it. But you are correct, DS. You got it.
And Andrew says, I try to collect all the War That Time Forgot run from Star Spangled War Story. Yeah, I got a list of those too. I mean, those dinosaur covers are getting pretty pricey.
Yes, they are. They are fun reads, man. They are really fun reads. Scotty says, Sledgehammer #3 is on my want list. Well, that's a little random pick. Sledgehammer. That was a TV show, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think it was a TV show. It was on like Sunday nights or something.
I remember Mike Hammer. I don't know about Sledgehammer.
What was that?
I remember Mike Hammer. I don't know about Sledgehammer.
No, I think Sledgehammer was like a parody of a thing. It was a comedy show type of thing. If I remember correctly. I could be all wet though. Who knows? Triple P says Buster Crabbe had 2 volumes of comics in the Golden Age. I did not know that.
Nice.
Wow, cool beans. Marine, go right ahead.
Marine says, that's what my husband Dale said, DS.
Yep, you guys are right. I knew you'd be right on it. Mike Taylor says that Wilson book should be great and unfortunately expensive.
Not for me. It was a gift, so. And AA says, by the way, Rod, on the Werewolf TV series, Chuck Connors had only 2 or 3 appearances as the main werewolf was Eric Core, just so you know.
Cool beans. Yeah, I still have not had the chance to watch an episode yet or watch the videos yet, but I still have them in my queue on the ready to watch. Thank you for that, August. Excuse me. Triple P, Andrew, he says, thanks, ECR and Tempest. I picked all of them up from a show last weekend in Boxborough, Massachusetts. If I'm correct, I believe I am.
And Michael Taylor saying good morning to Maranya.
Scotty says Tiger Sharks lasted 1 season with 26 episodes and was part of the show The Comic Strip, which consisted of 4 animated shorts: Tiger Sharks, Street Frogs, The Mini Monsters, and Karate Cat. I am not familiar with any of those.
Yep, me neither.
Holy cow! What time frame are we talking? What year are we talking about? Did these come in, Scotty? I'm curious because I don't have a frame of reference for any of these. So would they come out in the 80s, 90s?
And Werewolf says, hi, Michael. Hope you're well, buddy.
Cool beans. Scotty says, I watched the Great Space Coaster before I had to catch the bus to school. Well, there you go. I remember there was all kinds of shows used to be on. There was one, The House of Frightenstein, I think it was. Do you remember that?
No, I think a lot of the stuff was regional because I'd never heard of half of this stuff.
Yeah, it was. It was the House of Frightenstein, I think it was, and it was like obviously a spoof on Frankenstein and had a horror theme to it and everything like that. Before that, though, we used to have a lot of kids shows. There was Major Mud. And you can find clips of Major Mud on YouTube. It was a kid show with a space theme. He was an astronaut and stuff. They used to show Abbott and Costello cartoons, the old Abbott and Costello cartoons.
Oh yeah.
So,
And Michael Taylor says, "Doing good, thanks, Werewolf."
Werewolf by Lunchtime says, this is our first episode watching you in our new house with Mrs. Werewolf. Oh, well, congratulations. That's right. You got a house. You bought a new house. Cool beans.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do we look any better?
I don't know. I look the same, so no change here.
Yeah, same here.
Right. It's like that Twilight Zone episode where they're trying to fix that woman's face, and it turns out that they think she's the monster, and they're like, "No change."
No. Absolutely. Oh, man. Well, that's good to hear, Werewolf. Thank you. And Maranya says, I used to watch the Grant Trey animated Spider-Man show daily before I went out to school. Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
I remember for a brief time before when I started high school, for a brief time, that's when they started showing on Channel 38 out of Boston in the morning. They showed the Justice League, the parts of the Superman Aquaman hour, but it was the Justice League clips and stuff like that. And that was the first time I got to see him. It was around, I think, 76. Somewhere around there that I finally got to see these ones that I remember seeing every week in the TV guide, but we didn't get the channel that they were on.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Mastodon says, two things I never thought I'd see mentioned in a YouTube live chat: Buster Crab and the Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
Stick around. You never know what you're going to hear here. Triple P said he's laughing, Mastodon.
And Mariah says, Sunday newspaper inserts were usually an inch thick. Holiday ones were easily an inch and a half thick.
Wow. Holy cow. Cool beans. Scotty says, I remember watching them make the taffy when I was a kid, when we'd go to Myrtle Beach. No clue where it was. Hey, look at that. It's time for comics. Thank you so much, Maranya, for setting us up with the pause line in honor of Pauline and Kat Murdoch. What do you say, brother? It's been a while. You got some comics hanging around?
I got a few odds and ends here.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to Rod about this, and I'd either seen it on Facebook or YouTube or something, but I found out that Dollar Tree sold DC Comics. And they, of course, they were newer and probably for the last 10 years or so. But I just casually mentioned to my wife, and I knew she was at the Dollar Tree. And I said, see if they got any comics there. I just want to see if that's the truth or not. Or we have. She said, she called me up and said, yeah. Said, I'll pick you up some. I said, what do you want? So just, whatever, the Batman, Superman, whatever. And they were all from around the DC Universe Rebirth stuff that was going on. So, and I read these again, and they were actually better than what I remember. I got a bunch of Rebirth stuff, but they were actually pretty good. So for $1.25, they would put them, in their own little plastic bag. Instead of a quarterstaff, you'd have $1.25 quarterstaff. But we got Flash Rebirth #1. Oh. And here's an ad for DC Universe.
Excellent.
Watch this online. Here's Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps Rebirth #1 with Robert Venditti and Ethan Van Sciver, who did the Flash and Green Lantern Rebirth miniseries. So some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, it's I forgot these were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think you and I talked about this yesterday, Superman Rebirth. This is like the first issue of the comic where I guess the Superman from the old universe before the New 52 came along. Him and Lois are married, and they have the young son, Jonathan, and like the New 52 Superman had just gotten killed. So it's like him visiting Superman's grave there. So that would be kind of strange.
Yeah. Well,
And we got to have some Batman. So here's some Batman with, I guess, Gotham guy and Gotham girls. What they call themselves? Gotham and Gotham girls. What they called themselves, and they were like super powered. So yeah, I just thought that was a cool little oddity.
yeah, that's pretty neat.
And speaking of oddities, I showed Rod some of these later or earlier. Does anybody remember the wacky packages, the wacky packs? I had them. I bought them like almost every time I bought comics because they were like plentiful around here, just like baseball cards and anything else. But I stuck all mine like on the head of my bed or my dresser or the wall, just wherever I could stick them because you didn't know about this stuff. Anyway, I found a couple of lots several years ago of wacky packs from the 70s and 80s, and I put them all in a binder here. So you can see Orca Seltzer and Mountain Duo and Vex's Viper Rub and Spaz. Yep.
I remember those, man.
Oh, yeah. There you got some Shrunken Noodle, Skin Bruisers, Baby Tooth. And I saw some kind of auction several years ago. There was like some of the original paintings that went on these were up for sale. There was like $10,000-$15,000 for some.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just there you go, some more Paydo and
Boreos.
Play School.
Oh man, that takes you back.
Oh yeah, I love these things, man. I'll show a couple more pages here. Elders Old School Glue. Picking in
the casket.
Hex Mix. Anyway.
Oh, that's too funny.
I thought it was pretty funny. I wanted to show some digests. I showed several of these on Joe's stream maybe a couple of weeks ago when I was on there, but I didn't get to show everything I wanted to show. But I guess I wanted to collect like all the digests that from DC started in the 70s, which it was their first digest on up through the end of the Bronze Age. So I'm just a few issues shy of all of them. But I know you've got this one, Rod. This is the first DC Digest with Tarzan.
Yes, I believe I was gifted one by Dr. Von Chilla.
Yep, and got a lot of great art in here by I think a lot of this are like Russ Manning reprints from Gold Key. So great stuff there.
Cool.
And I think the next one, and there was supposed to be a Laurel and Hardy digest because it was advertised. There was one issue of a Laurel and Hardy comic, but there was supposed to be a digest, and they advertised it, but it never came out. So
I think they forego the digest and just printed it in the comic, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the next one, I'm not sure, but I think the next one came out was Jonah Hex and Other Western Tales, #1.
Oh, see, those are nice.
And #2, and they got these great Luis Dominguez painted covers. Love this guy's artwork. Yeah, but all these are reprints, like from Weird Western Tales and All Star Western and all that good stuff. You got some great art in here by Tony DiZuniga. And the third and last issue, #3.
Oh, those are so nice.
It's just I can't read them. It's too small. This is kind of cool. You got an art and script by Gil Kane on this one. Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw a Western by Gil Kane?
Yeah. All-Star Westerns. I know he did some early All-Star Westerns around 100.
And you and I have talked about this before, and I might have shown this series, but the DC Special Series was an odd little series.
Yes.
Like 25, 27 issues. So there was like comics in it. There was digest. There was treasuries. And these right here are the 4 that were in digest size. So this is DC Blue Ribbon Digest. It's also DC Special Series number 18. Sergeant Rock's Prize Battle Tales. You got a great Joe Kubert cover there.
That special series that will test your mettle for collecting.
That will test your endurance and your patience right there.
Yes, sir.
And this is Blue Ribbon Digest Secret Origins of Superheroes. Also, DC Special Series number 19.
Oh, yes. I can remember buying that one off the rack.
Yeah. And here we have World's Finest Comic Digest, also known as DC Special Series number 23.
Nice.
And this reprints the first appearance of the composite Superman. You remember him?
Yes, I do.
Hold on.
I know it's coming.
Had to show this.
Yes, sir.
I'm not really a Funko collector, but just some of this oddball stuff. Like I've got this, and I've got a black canary and a black orchid, and I've got Planet of the Apes. But I just thought this was kind of cool to go along with that.
They are. They're neat. Some of them are pretty cool.
And we have the Flash Digest, The Flash and His Friends, also known as DC Special Series number 24.
Oh, I didn't know that was one of them. I think I actually have that one.
That's a great cover by Ross Andrew and Dick Giordano.
Yeah.
Got all kinds of great reprints. Carmine Infantino days. Yes. Elongated Man.
In that great costume of his.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then I'll show these. Well, I'll show some more digests later, but these are just some oddball magazines. I've showed these.
Oh no! Where'd he go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where are you, brother? I don't know where he went. I think he might have either got a phone call on it. Oh, there he is. Okay.
I'm not sure what happened there. Anyways, these are, I think, Atlas Seaboard. Let me check and make sure. Let's see. Skywald, I'm sorry. Yeah. Got some Skywald. This is, it doesn't say, this is number 2 of Crime Machine.
Oh, neat.
And these reprint in black and white crime stories from the 1950s. Yeah. So this is a Skywald magazine. Got some great Leech McCoy, Incendiary Killer.
Oh, wow.
So lots of great reprints there.
Yeah.
On the back, you can buy a life-size glow-in-the-dark Barnabas Collins poster.
Oh, yeah. Barnabas, baby.
For some reason, these, I saw a video where somebody had these. Man, those are nice. I'd like to have them. Let's see. And this is issue number 1. Nice cover on that one.
Cool. Cool beats.
As Captain Strangelove would say. But more of the same. I'm not sure who painted the cover, but and we got some Charlton magazines. Here we have an issue from October 1976. 6. This is number 112, actually.
Wow.
Remember this magazine?
I do not.
Yeah. Yeah, it ran quite a while. Sort of in the same vein as Mad and Crazy and Cracked and all that good stuff.
Oh.
But I guess this one actually makes you sick if you read it. And here we go. This is number 118 from December 77. Violence, violence, violence plus Star Wars.
Neat.
And we hear about an oddball issue of $6 Million Man here.
Oh, neat.
November 1976.
I'd like to pick up a couple of those myself. Those are cool.
They're getting kind of pricey.
Yeah, they are.
And we got some. I know you got some of these. Space 1999.
No.
You don't have any of these?
No. Wow. I like that cover. That's pretty neat.
I think all these covers, painted covers by Gray Morrow.
That's pretty cool.
Some comic adaptions of some Space 1999 stuff. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow.
And here we go. This is from July 1976. Another great painted cover.
I remember when that came on TV. It was like
much watched TV, right?
Yeah. That was a really cool show. Something new.
Yeah, they must have got the rights to do the likenesses of these characters because it looks just like Martin Landau and those characters.
Very cool. I've never seen those, I don't think.
Yeah, and these are from March 1976. Another great Gray Morrow.
Wow. Must resist rabbit hole. Must resist rabbit hole.
I know better. You've already tripped and fell in it. 76. I can't get out and I don't want to. And from November 1975.
Very cool.
And that'll do it for me for this round.
Oh, wow. Great stuff, Shannon. Great to have you back, brother.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Here we go. All right. Thank you once again, Maranya, for providing us with the pause line. So keep me in line. So here we go.
And Michael Taylor says Atlantic City is known for selling saltwater taffy. It comes in the thin rectangular box with a very nice box art.
Oh, cool bean. Yeah, that sounds very similar to what they do up at the beach up here. So very, very, very similar.
And Double A says, now that someone mentioned Space Ghost, how many different beams did he have? We used to notice that the number of beams outnumbered the number of buttons on his bracelets.
So true. I think he just changed them up each week as he went. Oh, we'll pull it. We'll see what we can do with this one.
What's going to work this week, right?
That's it.
And Scotty says, if Cracker Barrel went out of business, where will Southerners eat when they are traveling to foreign countries like New York or Massachusetts?
Foreign countries.
And Mariah says, I don't remember the number, August. I'll have to do some Google foo to find out.
Ah, there we go.
And DS says, back in the day, my mother used to make homemade taffy. I love that because she let us pull the taffy. Awesome.
Oh, neat. I've never heard of anybody making it at home. That's pretty cool.
And Michael Tell says, facsimile of Detective Comics 31 came out this week. I need to go out and get it. Yep.
I didn't get a chance to get to the comic store this week, so I missed out on a lot of stuff.
Us, diabetic, Superman says, equal my sisters and me. Okay, got you. And Scotty said, yes, Sledgehammer was the best TV show on TV in the 80s.
I thought I remembered it. Yeah, it was a blonde-headed fella that was in the role.
And he says, Sledge was our hero. I know what I'm doing. Didn't they all say that? And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, sorry, Shannon, your collection of sweaters for hamsters will never be beaten. And Tampa says, I can only see 2 issues of Sledgehammer listed, Scotty. Where have you seen that 3rd issue?
Ooh.
And he says 1980s was Tiger Sharks. They were the less popular of the Thundercats and Silverhawks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them at all. Cool beans.
And the professor says Sledgehammer was on Friday nights with Slap Maxwell, a Disney Coleman show. And there is no issue number 3 of Sledgehammer.
Oh, there we go. That sounds pretty definitive right there.
And Ron says this site has a lot of Space Ghost info, Space Ghost info, August, a huge section on the power beams, and she's given the link there if anybody wants to go check it out.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I want to check that out. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Maranya. Cool beans.
And Scotty says, Tempest from Mars, LOL. That's why it's on my want list. It doesn't exist. Sledgehammer should have dozens of issues, but they were robbed. And Tim says, that joke went over my head, Scotty. And DS says, the name George Wilson makes me think of Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And Ryan says, likewise, DS. And Double A says, besides Sledgehammer, remember Nero Wolfe starring Thayer David? That actor also acted in Dark Shadows as Professor Stokes, remember?
Oh, I remember Professor Stokes.
Yeah, I didn't know the actor's name, but I remember the professor.
Yeah.
And Scotty says, oh, Tempest, I have a stubborn screw on the back of my clear modern Mego bandless body. Can I use silicone spray to penetrate and make it easier to remove? I'm afraid to strip it.
Mm.
And Michael Taylor says, my favorite frog cartoon character was the frog from Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. It was a bit like the 66 Batman. That cartoon was created by Bob Kane.
Bob Kane.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
And Scotty says, I have yet to find any comics at Dollar Tree except for that one based on their toys, Final Faction. Yeah, there's like a whole I didn't go. It was my wife. She said there was a whole cardboard display.
Mm.
Higgy's in the house.
Hey!
Welcome, Higgy. Yeah, ring that bell. And he says, hey, Rod and Shannon, the bass cannon. Thank you, sir. Always happy to see you here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know you got the picture that one of his latest drawings. He did the painting and everything. That Hawkman.
He did the sketch cover with the Hawkman on the Flash comics.
Oh, that's cool, man. Higgy, that is cool. We got to get you working for DC.
That's
simple
right.
as that, brother.
Bring the classics back.
That's right.
And he's saying howdy to all the peanut gallery.
Great to have you with us once again. He survived New York.
Yeah, I need to catch up on videos. So Scotty says, Ethan Van Sciver, I thought they hated him now. Well, they probably do because this was like 10 years ago, I think, when this came out, like 2016. Yeah, he's not a fan of DC or Marvel now, I don't think.
Yeah.
And Scotty says, I love Superman Rebirth. Him being a dad was so wonderful to read. Yeah, I know I've got some more of those somewhere, but that's probably in a box I haven't inventoried yet.
Mm.
And Double A says, Lady M, thank you for the Space Ghost info. Did not expect an answer because my question was actually a theoretical question. Or rhetorical, I'm sorry. Rhetorical question. Okay.
Cool. I'm glad because I want to read more about Space Ghost power beams and stuff like that. I'd like to know how many he had.
Yeah. And Ron says, howdy, Higgy Pop. How are you and Hot Dog doing? And Ron says, that was years ago, Scotty. Scotty says, I have Wacky Packs, Garbage Pail Kids, and other cards like that. Yeah, that's fun stuff.
Yeah.
And Higgy says, hi, Maranya. Hot Dog is fine. He says, hi.
Cool beans.
And Scotty says, I just found one of my old binders of cards, too. I love spring cleaning. It's like Christmas when you find stuff you forgot you had.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And Ronnie says, the cartoons I used to watch on vacation in North Carolina as a kid were Coco the Clown, Betty Boop, and Black and White Popeyes. Also the Claymation Gumby and Pokey shows.
Oh, Pokey and Gumby. Yeah.
I do remember a lot of those.
Yes, sir.
And Mastodon says, I read a lot of the DC Rebirth when it released. It became too much after a while because I like the indies as well. Yeah, that was me. I mean, I was with it for a while, and then it was like, I want to spend more of my money on back issues. So I'm kind of in and out with the new stuff, but I like a lot of stuff DC's doing now.
Cool.
And Michael Taylor says, I used to watch House of Frightenstein in the 70s. Vincent Price and Wolfman Jack was on it. Wolfman Jack would narrate it.
Yes, very cool. That's right, Michael. Very cool. Cool beans.
And Scotty says, I stuck my stickers on stuff too. I did a video on my clipboard that I had in elementary school that is covered with stickers. Bionic Woman, Star Wars, Budman, Wacky Packs, etc. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Ron says, fun fact, those people who make things like mini brands are also make the gross Wacky Packs in plastic miniature. They are very, very gross. Okay. And Joe Crazy Hungarian says, DC Digest, yes.
Yeah.
Sir. And Damien, Sleepy
Hey,
Reader,
Damien.
he's saying dynamic duo back in the saddle.
There you go. Great to have my brother back once again.
Glad to be here. And Triple C's in the house. Rob
Hey, Rob.
says good morning, and good morning to you, sir.
Great to have you with us, Rob.
Always.
I hope you got some sleep last night. He was one of the ones that was up till 2 this morning.
Right. And Michael Tuss says wacky packages were great. I used to buy packs of them in the 70s. Oh, yeah. That's where a lot of my quarters went.
Yes.
And Scotty says the clipboard I have had since elementary school is the name. Also, kitty cat stickers because I love kitty cats. And Damien says greetings, Four Color Warriors. And to you, sir. Ronnie says, hey there, Damien and Millie. Hello, Triple C. And Mastodon says, love Dominguez, one of my top 5 favorites. Yeah, he did a lot of great stuff, especially for DC.
Mm.
And Sleepy saying hi to Maranya. And Scotty says, they smell gross too, Maranya. I am tempted to buy them at Ross, but I only get the sneakers and the fast food sets.
Ah, there you go.
And Michael says, Rod, the cane signal is in the sky.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, you know what that means. There you go, Michael. We got the cane alert.
Still cane lives, as Dr. Voncello would say.
That's right.
And Higgy saying hi, Damien. And Sleepy said, Higgy, only a week away till my Connecticut visit.
Oh, there you go.
And Mastodon says, Mike Grell worked on some of those DC specials.
Mm.
And Ron says, GB Colleen reviews the mini brands and so on. His channel is in the link there.
Oh, cool beans. Thank you for that, Maranya.
And Sleepy says, I always grab Digest despite my old man eyes. Yeah, exactly. And Tempest says, Scotty, something like WD-40 should help. I'm not sure if that's the same as what you're suggesting, though. You could also possibly try heating the plastic around the screw a bit. That might help.
Oh, there we go. Helpful.
And Laura says, DC released one Laurel and Hardy comic and got them in trouble. Maybe they didn't have the rights. Anyway, I have that issue. I love Laurel and Hardy. Yeah, I got that issue too. But I was like, where's the digest at? But it never, I guess that's where they got in trouble. No digest for you.
No digest.
And Scotty says, Z on here, I'll have to trade with him. I want all the Pizza Hut ones. Maranya, I haven't reviewed one of those in months. And Maranya says, Shannon collecting Planet of the Apes pops. Who'd have thunk it? He must go ape over those. I probably did when they came out. I got the original 4. I think there's some that came out after, but that's I got those when they first came. And Warren says, what's up, snooze dude Damien? And Ron says, I linked his YouTube channel, Scotty.
Cool beans. Thanks again, Maranya.
And Double A says, as far as those cards that Shannon showed, the only cards I have are some from the 1960s Outer Limits, e.g. Keeper of the Purple Twilight, also this disfigured mutant from the future, remember?
Mm. I love Twilight Zone, man.
And Scotty says, yes, sorry, I tend not to use brand names, Tempest, but WD-40 is exactly what I have. I know sometimes brands down transcend cultures. And Sleepy said, just waking up hungry like the Wolf Man. And Ryan says, I wish they sold plastic weld in the States. It's something Toy Polloy uses a lot on his repairs, and he's in the UK, I believe. Scotty said, yeah, I collected. I don't recognize him, Maranya, but when I find my Skipper Pizza Hut playset, I'll be doing a review of it with all those Pizza Hut minis. And Michael Taylor says some fantastic interior art in that crime machine. Yep. And Scotty says the kids these days say. And Michael says very cool sitcom cover. Yeah, pretty fun. The kids these days say sick to mean cool. I can't fault them, even though it annoys me. We said bad for good. And Sleepy says, I didn't realize sick ran so long. Didn't see it on the racks often back in the day. No, I don't think I ever saw it. I think I got a couple issues from my cousins when I was a kid, and they disappeared. So,
yeah, I don't remember seeing it.
And Ron says, I had a crush on Lee Majors back in the day, and I used to watch The Big Valley just to see him on it.
Yes, I used to watch The Big Valley. That was my great-grandmother used to watch that every day. And I would go up and catch like the last half of that show. And then after it was Batman, she used to let me watch Batman. So
yeah. That's good stuff. I watched that just to see the mom. Michael Tell says, yeah. Michael Tell says I had some of those $6 million Man Charlton mags.
Cool beans.
And Sleepy says, Gray Marl alert. Thanks, Shannon. Yeah. I knew he'd be all over that. And Scotty says, I used to wonder which I should marry, Bionic Woman or Wonder Woman. Both had their TV shows, and I had both of their 12-inch figures.
Oh, cool.
And Michael says, I think I bought packs of Space 1999 cards. Nice.
Wow.
And Scotty says, Space 1999 was before inflation. And Maroni says, I had the $6 million man and the Fembot action figures at one time. Yeah, I like the Fembots. And Michael saying, fantastic. So, Shannon, thank you, sir. And EC's comic reader says, awesome stuff, Shannon. Thank you, Mike. And Mastodon says, Tom Palmer Sr. did the cover on the Crime Machine magazine. Only 2 issues in the run. Yeah.
Wow.
And Scotty says, maybe he had smart bracelets.
Must be the Space Ghost.
And Tempest says, love those Space 1999 comics. 1999, can you imagine such a time? Yeah, I think when it rolled around, I was like, where's all the spaceships?
Yeah, where's all the cool stuff?
Yeah. Double A says, while we're at it about the outer limits, my friend said that the limbo being from the premonition episode is actually the future self of the pilot who encounters him. Not sure, though. Do you know?
Not
sure.
Yeah, I'm.
It's been a while since I saw any of the outer limits.
I was going to say, I don't remember. I don't have the memory for Outer Limits as much as I do for the Twilight Zone, but I watched those. I love all those kind of things that had the twist, like, Thriller with Boris Karloff and what was it? One Step Beyond and stuff. Yeah. Those shows like that always fascinated me.
Yeah, good stuff. And World says, watching the Outer Limits box set at the moment, August, and about 6 episodes in, not as good as Twilight Zone, but not bad. Yeah. And Michael saying, hey to Higgy. And Captain Strange.
Hey! Good morning,
Captain. Yeah. Says, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Just finished watching Captain Strangelife's latest video. Has some great Bronze Age stuff that he found for $1 a piece,
nice.
And had some other great comics and stuff going on there. So anybody that doesn't watch Captain Strangelife, please go do so now.
Yeah.
Don't watch that show. Watch Captain Strangelove.
I got to catch up on it because I missed that one. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, that was a great video.
And Hans, we hope everything's going well with your wife, Mrs. Strangelife. Hope everything's going well.
Yeah, he had I guess you might call it. He had a traumatic day, but I'll leave that alone. People want to go watch the video. And Ryan says, "Good morning to you, Hans." Michael Taylor says, Hans, good to see you. And Double A says, favorite episode was the Chameleon episode, Werewolf, Robert Duvall in the role. Oh, cool. And Mastodon says, good morning, Hans. And Michael saying hi to Damien.
And we got the pause line once again. Thank you, Maranya. I appreciate that as always. And we show some comics. Let's see. What do I want to show? I think I'll start off with the Infinity Inc. How's that? And then we'll So where did I put them? Maybe I won't start off with those. There we go. Oh. All right. There we go. All right. I figured I'd start off with something I haven't shown. I don't know if I've ever shown these on there or not, but just a few early issues of Infinity Inc., which is a really fun series.
Oh yeah, I love that it came out. Still do.
Oh, we got doing the Metarog here with the self-breeding. Doing the Metarog. And as if that wasn't enough, another one. There we go. There we go with issue number. I can't see because it's cut off. Not cut off, but is that number 2? Well, I got one on the back. Let's see. Yes, it is. Number 2. Ultra Humanite. Just a lot of great characters, like some second generation characters, which was pretty cool. So I was going through some boxes, putting some stuff away, and I came across these. I'm like, man, I haven't seen these in a while. So I figured I'd pull some of these out. Here we go with number, whoops, these aren't even in order. Well, there we go. How about we put them in order? Here we go with number 3. A little Solomon Grundy action. Love me some Solomon Grundy.
Solomon's our guy.
Yes, sir. Here's number 4. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good for the JSA. A little trip to the morgue there.
Oh, no.
And we got number 5. JSA back in the picture again.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Yeah, I love that artwork, Jerry Ordway.
I think I know why I got doubles on a lot of these early ones, because around this time I discovered a comic shop up in Lewiston, Maine, which is about 2 hours away. And we went up there. Me and my wife went up there, and for some reason the guy said, "Well, I could send you your comics in the mail," and so I set myself up with a pull list for 2 hours away, and he used to send them by mail.
Oh, nice.
So there's a stretch when I look in my inventory, I see doubles, and that's why. It's because I would go to the store and pick them up, and then I remember, a week later I'd get them in the mail.
Yeah, no, that was the first issue I picked up.
This one?
Yeah, I found it at a flea market, actually, because I didn't even know the book existed, because there were no comic shops around me. There was no such thing as previews or, coming. I said, oh, my gosh, So that's after that, I had to get the whole series.
Oh, yeah. This is number 7.
Yeah, the Golden Age Superman.
And the last one I pulled was number 8 with the Generation Saga. Continues with a vengeance.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great story.
Still doing the Metarog. So I thought it'd be fun just to pull those out and show them. And last night we were showing War Comics on Crazy Hungarian Joe's Friday night show. And I pulled some, and I didn't get a chance to show these. So I figured, well, we'll show them this morning. So I got some Sergeant Fury and its Howling Commandos. Here's annual number 1, 1965.
Big square bound, yeah.
Yeah. 72 big pages.
Only 25 cents.
And here is annual number 2, 1966.
Yeah. Now you get 17 pages for 699 cents.
That's it. Here's number 3, king size special.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Talk about a rabbit hole. There we go.
Yeah, I know you and I we have this love affair with Square Bonds band, and there's just something about them.
Yeah, just making me spend money I don't have.
This is number 4, king size special, Battle of the Bulge. And number 6, king size special.
There we go. Yeah.
Cool beans. What you got? 3 stories in it. The cover was by John Severin. This was on sale May 19th, 1970 on your spinner rack.
Now, was there any new stories in that, or was it all reprints?
I think there was one new story, Through the Past Darkly, by Gary Friedrich. Dick Ayers did the pencils. John Severin did the inks.
Okay.
But then the other ones were reprints of Sergeant Fury number 18 and Sergeant Fury number 19.
Gotcha.
And then we got king size special number 7.
I believe I do have that one. Yeah.
So then we go to the single issues. This is my earliest one. Is number 5, At the Mercy of Baron Strucker.
Nice.
He could be like the brother to Crusher Creel there.
Yeah. It's that guy.
Here is number 6, Fangs of the Fox.
It's a nice cover.
Number 7, 1964, The Court Martial of Sergeant Fury. And for some reason, I have 2 of those, and I didn't know I had 2. I just found that. Oh, this one here. Yeah, okay. I probably, because this one here is well loved.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, I know the reason.
Oh, and this was on sale March 3rd, 1964. Wow. Where did the time go?
Where did he go?
Here's number 8 with the death ray of Dr. Zemo.
Nice.
Zemo. Number 9.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
And number 10, On to Okinawa. July 9th. This was on my birthday. This was on sale on my birthday, July 9th, 1964.
Nice.
I was a whopping 2 years old. And number 11, The Crackdown of Captain Flint. And number 12, iconic cover there.
So 2 years old in 1964, huh?
That's it.
So that makes you 14 months older than me. And when my birthday comes up, you'll still be 14 months older than me.
Oh, it's funny because my wife was born in January, so I'm like 6 months, behind her. So, I always rib her about, robbing the cradle, And she goes, "You'll be my age in 6 months."
Right.
Oh, well, that was number 12, so you know what's coming next. Everybody's got this one in their collection, I'm sure. Number 13.
I had that one in my collection.
Captain Bucky.
That's
doing what they do.
That's Jack Kirby right there.
Yes, sir. And number 14. Blitzkrieg. Number 15. Too small to fight, too young to die. I love this cover. Number 16.
Oh, yeah. I do have that one.
Yeah, that's just neat. This here was gifted to me. Yes, I believe so. But I can't read the thing. From Grant. Cool. Yes, sir. And number 17. While the jungle sleeps.
The commandos creep.
And here's number 19. An eye for an eye. And number 24. When the howlers hit the home front.
Nice.
So, and just show a couple of the fighting forces that I had set out here. This is our fighting forces, number 138.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Jaws. Dun, 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 dun.
I think that's the first 20-cent cover.
And it's 139.
That was my first Our Fighting Forces.
This one was?
Yeah, it has been more than well loved.
And, well, so nice. You got to have it twice.
Right. Always.
There is 141 with the losers. I always like the losers just because they were kind of just thrown together with a lot of DC's war characters. This is number 142.
Yeah, sort of like DC's military version of the Defenders.
Yes. Yes. And here is 148.
Nice.
And 169. $171.
Man, even if you didn't peek inside the book, you'd have to buy it just for those Kubert covers.
And we'll finish it off with 173.
Yeah.
So, all righty. There we go. Let's get us back together here. All right. Where are we here? 11:30. So we got pause. The pause line. Thank you so much, Maranya. Appreciate that. Keep me in line. We got Mastodon Comics saying good morning to Hans. We got Michael Taylor saying hi to Damien. Higgy Pop saying awesome, Damien. See you in Connecticut in a week. There we go.
Another dynamic duo getting together again.
Absolutely. We want some video. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I don't think so, August. Something to look forward to. And Werewolf says, is it season 1, August? And August says, yes, Werewolf. And Michael Taylor says, I had an unopened pack of the George Reeves Superman cards. Wish I still had it. Oh, wow.
Been nice, yeah.
Yeah. And Michael Taylor also says, Rod, nice 1-2 punch, Big Valley and Batman. Yeah, that was fun, man. It was fun. I mean, my grandmother was so cool. She was my great-grandmother, actually. And she was really cool. We'd go out to the bus stop in the morning because we all kind of lived with what was called the compound. It'd be my great-grandmother, my grandmother and grandfather, and then we lived down back behind them. So we'd pass by her house every day to go to the out to the bus stop, and some morning she'd be out there banging on the ding 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 ding, and we go over. She'd give us a quarter, and it's like, hey man, a quarter, woohoo! That's some penny candy and a couple 12 centers right there.
There you go.
Captain Strange Life, he says, I had a strange dream where Shannon was completely covered in comics. That mountain of boxes behind him had fallen and completely covered him. Maybe I dreamt this to get me out of bed and tune in.
You know, Hans, I'm going to be thinking about that now every time I'm in here. I'm going to start moving around to the other side of the table over here or something.
It's got like an ominous,
that way I can see it coming, you know.
looks like it's got an ominous tilt to it, like they're like coming down on you. That's it. And Robin Harrison, our neighbor to the north, how you doing, Bob?
Hey, Bob, good to see you.
He says, hello, all you comic book lovers, and a hello to you, sir. Hope everything's going well on your Saturday morning. Michael Taylor says, love this opening of Thriller with the hand coming out of the ground with Karloff's voice. Oh, I love Thriller. That's one of the ones I want to get on DVD. I think it's out on DVD. But I want to get that series on DVD because that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Maranya says, hi to you, Robert. And Robert says, hello to Maranya. Scotty says, loved Infinity Inc. Cool beans. Maranya says, we started reading Infinity Inc. on the Geeky Puppet Show recently. Fun times. All cool beans. Awesome. You got to check out the Geeky Puppet Show. You guys are doing it, seems like every night now, aren't you? You'll have to get me up to date with your schedule. So we can post it right on here so you can check them out. And don't just check out the videos. Join in and on the videos. They'll let you do some reading. So definitely check them out. The Geeky Puppet Show. Mike Taylor says, Hans, I warned Shannon about his wall of comics. It'll be avalanche. Scotty says, I loved how Infinity Inc. had children of the Golden Age JSA. Yes, second generation heroes. I loved it. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I remember Infinity Inc. I remember it didn't go on forever. No. Oh, Scotty says, did Crisis kill Infinity Inc.? I don't think so.
They're there for quite a while after that, and then there's like a 3 more series after, and then they've showed up in the JSA. So yeah, they're still around.
Yes, sir. Michael Taylor says, speaking of Grundy, Engelteen's I Love Comics YouTube channel will have a Grundy cover ranking show in the future. Oh, I got to keep my eye open for that.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Thank you for that info, Michael. I try to check out the I Love Comics channel most of the time when they put some on, like the auction and stuff like that, because you can still get great comics there too. So definitely check out the channel, and then you won't be disappointed. It's a lot of fun. Double A says, I even remember when a single box fell on Hans. That was when he was showing a new styrofoam box. Scotty says, thank God for flea markets. They were my comic book shop. Oh, man. In the early 80s, throughout most of the 80s, there was an indoor flea market that I used to show up to every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, man, like clockwork. I would get, they were the first booth in the door. So right to the right was a guy who made the little mini donuts, cinnamon mini donuts.
Yeah. So
I'd pick up my comics. On the way out the door, I'm picking up some mini donuts. It didn't get no better. Mastodon Comics says, Rod, you're tugging at my heart with those Sergeant Fury books. Oh, there you go. Gotta love Sergeant Fury. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Mrs. Werewolf wants to know if I'm the only Aussie guy on here. I'm English, wife of mine. Oh, man. Michael Taylor says, was that Brad Pitt Fury movie about Sergeant Fury? Somehow I don't think so.
That was just about the tank. Yeah.
And Hans says those 80s comics were still a lot of fun to read, including the mid-80s Infinity Inc. with Roy Thomas. Todd McFarlane did some covers, but I can't recall which issues or how many.
Yeah, I think Jerry Ordway did the art up to like issue 13. We had one issue by Don Newton, which I loved, and that's around the time he passed away. And then after that, Todd McFarlane took over the art and the covers for quite a few issues.
Scotty says, Strucker, like the Strucker in that mutant TV show, The Gifted? I don't think it's the same one. Did he have a monocle? Maranya says, the closest we've got to a Nick Fury movie was the one with David Hasselhoff, Michael. Checking on the Brad Pitt movie. Yeah, I remember that David Hasselhoff movie.
Yeah.
I wish
he was a little bit too handsome to be Sergeant Fury.
Yeah. Michael Taylor says, Hans, I'm probably in the minority, but not a fan of McFarlane. He says, thanks, Maranya. And Scotty says, if you haven't seen it, The Gifted was a great TV series for two years. It was following a family whose son broke out as a mutant, but his dad was a mutant hunter. X Factor characters were in it. Polaris and Thunderbird. Oh, cool. I'm not aware of that. Did you ever see that show?
I heard of it. I just never got to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. I'd be curious to see Thunderbird. Did they have them in costumes though, or were they just dressed in street clothes? I want costumes.
Right.
August, he says, Rod, I noticed that the two Adam figures behind you, one smaller than the other, to show him shrinking. Yes. Where is he? Yep, right up there. Yep. I think there was actually one series, one figure that was put out where they actually had three at one time. I think it came with like the little chair too. Does that one come? Remember the little chair for his meetings with the JLA?
Yeah.
Cool beans, double A. Hey, QNS. How you doing, QNS? He says, me neither, Michael. His style and other changes made me quit buying in the late 80s. Understand? And Maranya says, it's not about Sergeant Fury, Michael, but the soldiers in it sound a bit like the mixed bag that was in the comics. There you go. Mastodon says, number 16 is a fantastic cover. Yes, it is a very cool cover indeed. That yellow. Easy Comic Reader says, hi, Rod. Love seeing all them more comics. Yes, sir, brother. Diabetic Superman says, that makes me about a year older than you, Rod. Oh, there you go. Cool beans. Scotty says, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight, but not Sergeant Fury. Scotty says, that's why I hang out here. It makes me feel young. Oh, there you go. That's what it's about, brother. Maranya says, hey there, QNS. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on the time because I want to get Shannon in for another group here before 12 o'clock comes. So Michael says, okay, thanks, Maranya. And Han says, Michael T., I love his covers. I think he was probably more suited for cover illustrations than splash pages. Could be. Maranya says, Rod, Eric and I are charter members of the 6262 Club. Yes. And Clay Nuffsayer says, hope you're having a great day, Maranya. And Michael says, terrific books, Rod. Well, thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that, my friend. And Maranya says, I am sure QNS hanging with all you lovely peanuts. I have some hard-boiled eggs cooking in the slow cooker. It can be done 3 hours on high, and they are perfect. And Michael Taylor says, great memories, Rod. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, bringing back those memories. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, any idea what 50s show Mrs. Werewolf and myself should watch next? 50s show, huh? All I can think of in the 50s is like I Love Lucy, you know, the old Lucy shows, or the Honeymooners.
Yeah, Superman.
Oh, yes, Superman. How can I forget Superman? Oh, man. And I know there's some Westerns in there. So, all right. Werewolf was also 60s. Yeah, 60s had a lot of great TV shows. I don't know where to begin with those. All those classic Lost in Space, Wild Wild West, Land of the Giants. Oh, just great stuff. So, all right. Let's see. Maranya says, depends on what genre you want, werewolf. And Michael Taylor says, donuts and coffee. Yum. All right. You ready to show some more comics? Because I want to get you in here before.
Yeah, I'm going to have to duck out at 12, so I'll show a few more digests if anybody wants to see them.
Cool beans. So hold on. Let me get you set up. There we go.
Yeah, they had like the oddball digest like that, but they actually had two ongoing series. You had the DC Special series, and you had the DC Blue Ribbon Digest Special. And the DC Special Blue Ribbon Digest ran for 24 issues. And also there were several issues of Adventure Comics that were digest, if you remember. I think starting with issue 491. I'll go ahead and show those. And there are some new stories in here and a lot of good reprints.
Oh, yes.
Adventure Comics 491. Got some great stuff in here. Black Canary, Sandman, Spectre. Got some Aquaman, Legion Superheroes. And here's 492. Got Captain Marvel. I really hate calling him Shazam because to me he's Captain Marvel. You
know. Yep. Yeah.
And there's I know you know where that reprint comes from.
Yeah, Showcase, baby.
Showcase. And we got 493 with the Challengers and the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh.
Spectre, nice. Zatanna, Shazam, all kinds of goodies in here.
Yeah. I still need a few of those Adventure Digest ones.
Yeah. Here's,
very cool stuff.
Got the Legion of Supervillains. Got more Challengers. Shazam, the world's mightiest mortal, faces fear. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. You morons. Here's 495. Got some Superboy going on there.
Nice.
And we got, here's a nice Gil Kane cover, 496. You know where a bunch of these come from.
Oh, yeah.
After issue with the Wildcat.
A little rendition of that Neil Adams cover.
Yeah. More Gil Kane on the cover, 497. And more Gil Kane, number 498. Probably the only time you'll see Gil Kane doing the Legion of Superheroes.
I was trying to think of him if I could remember any of his work on the Legion.
And you got 499. Got more Spectre. Got some Plastic Man in here.
Oh, wow.
Marvel. Sandman, Aquaman. Just cool stuff. Got some old Golden Age Captain Marvel reprints. Poppy Tawny. Wow. And we got issue 500 with a nice Keith Giffen cover.
Very cool.
And we got issue 501. This is by Hannigan and Paris Cullen, look like.
Oh, yes, I remember that one.
You got some cool stuff in here. You got the Legion of the Substitute Heroes, Plastic Man, Spectre, and a Ray solo story.
Cool beans.
Yep. Here's a nice cover by Ed Hannigan and Klaus Janson, number 502. Dream Girl on the cover. And the final issue. This is pretty cool, cover-wise anyway. Ross Andrew and JR was, but it's a cool cover. And we'll show DC Special Series, DC Special Blue Ribbon Digest, I should say. Number 1, get some Legion going on there. Number 2, Flash and his friends.
Oh, yeah, like that one.
And I know you got this one. Boss is nice.
Yes. Yes. In fact, I think I have it because you showed it once to me.
Are you saying I'm an influencer?
Yes, yes, you are.
And you got some Green Lantern.
Oh, that's a neat one.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Secret Origins of Superheroes, Origin of Zatara and Zatanna.
Mm.
And we have some Ghosts. I need to upgrade this one. This is number 6.
Oh, now that's one I don't think I've seen before.
Sergeant Rock's Prize Battle Tales, number 7.
Mm.
I think that was used on a cover back in the late 60s.
Yes. Yeah.
And here you got the Legion of Superheroes. This is number 8. And like on the back, they always show the lineups.
Yeah.
Secret Origins of Superheroes. And number 10. This one was hard to find for some reason, but you got some Mike Grell Warlord reprints.
Oh, wow. Well, that makes me happy if you're telling me it's one of the ones that's hard to find, because I did happen to pick that one up not too long ago. So
Hard for me to find. I don't know. All right, we've got a great Justice League of America, number 11.
Oh.
33 superstars in one epic adventure. I think that probably reprints Justice League 100 through 102. Here's one of my favorites, obvious reasons. Haunted Tank, number 12.
Oh, that's another nice one.
Joe Kubert.
You don't see too often.
Strange Sports Stories, number 13.
Hmm.
I think that first story is a reprint from DC Superstars, where
Yep.
the villains played the heroes in a baseball game. Remember that?
Yes, sir. That was a house ad buy for me.
Yeah. And this is one of my favorites. Got some great sci-fi reprints from the 60s. UFO Invaders. That great Joe Kubert cover.
Oh, wow.
And I liked it so much, I got another one.
Oh,
But here's the best part of that. Kubert on Adam Strange.
wow.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that combo.
right. And you got number 15, Secret Origins of Supervillains.
Hmm.
Got Abracadabra there, Bizarro, and Kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Number 16, I think this reprints, all this is Neil Adams reprints.
Yeah, that was a great one. Now,
You got some Neil Adams art on the back.
very cool.
This might be my favorite, or at least a favorite cover. It's number 17, Ghosts.
Deadly game of pool.
And spoiler alert, yes, that guy became a stain on the 8-ball. And then we have number 18 with Sergeant Rock.
Oh, nice.
You got a lineup of all the Easy Company characters. Now, this kind of fluctuated. It never kept the same guys. Guys would drop in and out, or guys would get killed. But you always had like Ice Cream Soldier and Bulldozer and Wild Man, Jackie Johnson. Oh, look. It's 100 pages, and it's another one. This is a cool cover. It's number 19. Reprint some of the Doom Patrol stuff.
Oh, yes.
I think this is by George Perez and Frank Giacoya.
Hmm. Love Doom
This
Patrol.
one's a little hard to find, a little pricey. It's number 20. Reprints Dark Mansions of Forbidden Love.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've seen that one either.
And another great Kubert cover, number 21, Army at War.
Oh, nice.
And the eyes have it. Got a couple more, and I'll be done here. Another room. Here is number 22. Got Green Lantern
Inferior 5.
and got the inferior 5, the coming of the costume incompetence.
Where's my inferior 5 action figures? Come on, McFarlane.
Number 23 with a Jim Apparel cover, Green Arrow.
Nice.
And last but not least, another great Joe Kubert cover. Do you dare enter the house of mystery? 100 pages of blood-curdling screams.
Nice.
So I'm glad to complete that one. Like I say, the other one ran for 71 issues. And I think I'm about 7 issues shy of that. But a lot of that is like the binky stuff and the funny animal stuff. They're hard to find.
Yeah, Sugar and Spike. And
Yeah. I've got a few of each of those, but the rest of them they're kind of elusive. Let's put it that way.
Cool. Awesome. Great stuff once again.
Thanks, sir.
Cool beans. What time have we got? Okay, we got you for another 7 minutes.
Okay. And Double A says Werewolf for the 50s. I would recommend the series Topper. Yeah,
Topper. Yeah, the Invisible Rabbit, right? Wasn't that the?
Yep. And DS says, I want my sister to see Shannon's wall of comic boxes. Hopefully they'll get off my back about all my comic boxes. He's like, see, there's another one like me. And Robert Harrison says, Bruce Willis was going to be Sergeant Rock years ago. Yeah, I heard that. And also, and I thought this was funny, so was Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
At one time. Yeah.
What was it last night? I think one of the guys mentioned that Craig, the guy who played Daniel Craig, who played James Bond, was going to be going to do a Sergeant Rock movie too, but never happened.
Not anymore. They just bowed out of it. Yep. Scotty says, no, they were in street clothes. They were trying not to be noticed. They were hunted by sentinels. And no, the sentinels were not large robots. They were more like drones, but it was great. Okay.
Oh. Cool.
And Michael Taylor says, terrific books, Rod.
Cool beans. Thank you, Michael. And Miranda, she set up the pause line for the thing, but we're gonna hold off on that so we can get through some more comments.
And Robert says the Donna Reed show. Yep. And Scotty says, Maranya, back on eggs, real eggs. Did you win the lottery? I have been using chocolate eggs for my omelets and breakfast since they are cheaper.
Cadbury eggs. There you go.
Yeah, I've been trading them for a tank of gas. Ronnie says, Westerns, Wagon Train, Bonanza, Rawhide, The Rifleman, Gunsmoke to start with, Werewolf. Oh, yeah. Watched all those as a kid.
Yep, I highly recommend all of those. Great choices.
I think it had something to do with my dad was in control of the TV at that time. I learned all of them. And Werewolf says, have sweaters for hamsters, issue 9, Shannon. The controversial naked hamster cover. I have 2 issues if you need them. No, I'll pass, Werewolf. But thank you. Thanks very much. And Michael Tubbs says, yes, 50s and 60s and 70s, great time for TV.
Yes, I agree, Michael.
And Double M says, I have a Blue Ribbon Digest Best of DC Superman 38. Nice.
Nice.
And Scotty says, Captain Marvel, no, he's Captain Sparkle Fingers. And Ronnie says, nope, we got them from our local food bank, Scotty. Prices are supposed to be coming down on eggs, though.
Hopefully be coming down on a lot of groceries for us.
And Werewolf says, Mrs. Werewolf has seen all the Lucy's. Needs similar?
Oh.
And Michael says, everybody knows the story when they brought him back in the 70s, couldn't use Captain Marvel because of the copyright. Yeah. The name was just laying around and Marvel had grabbed it, back in the late 60s. So it's funny that's like they used his name inside the book, They called him so I kind of wondered as it was just on the cover, So I guess it must be like a marketing sales thing. If they had the name on the cover, then they'd think it belonged to them. So not sure. And QNS says, Werewolf, there are Sea Hunt episodes on YouTube. Oh, yeah. Another good show.
Oh, wow.
The Bridges family. Ron says Donna Reed, the Danny Thomas Show, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, not quite as slapstick as Lucy, but her later Lucy named shows are in the similar vein.
Mm-hmm. Ghost and Mrs. Muir. I love that show.
And Robert Harris says, I'm going to make pickled eggs.
Oh, there you go.
And Michael says, great border on that digest. Yeah, I liked all those little lineup things they'd have on the front and the back.
Yeah.
And Captain Strange Life says, many loves Adobe Gillis with Bob Denver and Dwayne Hickman 1959 is the most beautiful, heartfelt comedy in the time of innocence. It is on Tubi. I have the full series, which lasted till 1964. Awesome, Hans.
Yeah,
I remember the reruns of it. Yeah.
Gilligan before he was Gilligan.
Gilligan before he was Gilligan. Yeah. He played a beatnik.
There you go.
And Ron says, Leave It to Beaver, Dennis the Menace, My Favorite Martian, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, The Monsters, and Addams Family as well, Werewolves. Oh, yeah. Good stuff there.
Very good recommendations, Maranya. Very good.
And Double A says, Lady M, now that you mentioned Mrs. Muir, it featured Charles Nelson Riley, who was also a regular on the game show The Match Game. Oh, yeah. I love The Match Game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Gene Rayburn, man. He was when he was the host, man, he would he threw out zingers and stuff. Oh, he was funny.
Oh, you had Richard Dawson and Fannie Flagg and can't remember the actress. She was married to Jack Klugman. What was her name?
Oh, Blanche. Was it
Brett,
Blanche?
Brett Summers. Brett Summers.
Bliff Danner?
Brett Summers was her name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The library's here.
Hi, Library 88. How you doing?
Good morning, all. Man, oh, man, I love those digests. I need that ghost digest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said when I saw it when I was a kid. I got to have that. But I had to do it on the slide because that probably came out when I was like 17 years old. And I was like, is anybody looking? I'm buying comic books.
I'm buying that for somebody. It's a gift. It's a gift.
Right. For somebody, it's for my nephew. Ron says, Father knows best as well for medical dramas. Dr. Kildare, Marcus Welby, MD, Emergency, Quincy, Medical Examiner, and Diagnosis Murder. Yeah. All good shows.
Yes, sir.
They just don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
And QNS says Steve Allen, Jack Benny, and Jack Parr. Yeah. Good shows.
Oh, yeah.
And Library says, yeah, never seen that Warlord Digest. Yeah, it was hard to find. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That actually might have been a trade or an AOK I did with Metarog. So that might be the deal on that one. I'm not sure. And the library says Haunted Tank Digest and eat it.
Yes.
And ECR says, yep, Jack Benny.
Jack Benny.
Rochester. Michael Taylor says, one of my favorite I Love Lucy episodes was Lucy and Superman because a lot of kids can relate to that episode about having Superman at their birthday party. Yeah, that's cool. I remember that one. And QNS says, no Lucy, no Star Trek. Yes, that is absolutely true. If it wasn't for Lucille Ball, we would not have Star Trek.
Wow. There's a story there.
Oh, yeah. Good story. And DS says, I always like Petticoat Junction, Beverly Hillbillies. Many loves Adobe Gillis, Werewolf by Lunchtime. Cool beans. And Michael Taylor says, very cool Adam Strange back cover. Oh, yeah. I like that better than the front cover.
I just want to go back to what Diabetic Superman said. The Petticoat Junction, I like Petticoat Junction because they had ties to the Beverly Hillbillies and they had ties to Green Acres. Those three shows, all which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah. We didn't really think about it back in the day, but that was their own little TV universe.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I agree. I loved all those shows. And I can't remember the character, the redhead that played the youngest daughter. What was her character's name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Was it Billy Joe or Betty Joe or Bobby Joe? I couldn't remember. But anyway, her name was Linda Henning, and her father was actually the one that produced that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wow. And I think she actually married that guy that came in later on as Steve or whatever his name was. It was the pilot. Yeah, I think they were actually a couple for a while.
All I know is whenever I see on the all the old westerns, usually he pops up at least a couple times a week. The guy who played Uncle Joe.
Oh yeah,
he's like, hey, it's Uncle Joe.
Edgar B. Cannon. Yep. And Marani says, good morning, library. That was one of my favorite places to go as a kid, my local library. I also worked at the Department of Energy Libraries, D.C. and Maryland, as well as Library of Congress years ago. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Captain Strangelove says DC's line of suspense, mystery, horror comics are superb, and I've been actively on the hunt for them. Great stuff, Shannon. Yeah, I'm always on the hunt for that stuff. Like the I guess what you call the mystery horror run of House of Secrets started like at issue 80 or 81 through 154. So I'm probably 10 issues shy on that one, and then the run of House of Mystery that went from like 174 through 321. I'm probably about 10 issues shy on that one. So
wow,
always on the hunt for that stuff.
Oh, cool bean.
Yeah. And Werewolf says Mrs. Werewolf is very happy with the recommendation. She took photos.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Double A says, Michael, how about that episode where Lucy was working frantically at a conveyor belt? Oh, yeah, the one with the candy.
With the chocolates, yes.
And I always like the one that was Vitamita Vegemin, the medicine, and it was actually just alcohol. Yeah, the candy episode, she says, which actually filmed at a real C's candy factory, August.
Oh, I did not know that.
Didn't either. The one with Ethel August. Yep. She was in that one too. And Michael tells us August, oh yeah, Lucy had a lot of timeless episodes.
Yeah.
For sure. And Double A says, thanks, Lady M. And Ron says they made a Barbie commemorating that candy episode. Her chef's hat even had a few mini chocolates tucked inside of it.
Oh, neat.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Your inferior five figure, says Scotty, are on the list with Stingray, Jack of Hearts, and now Sledgehammer. Yeah, I'd like to see those. I hate to go, guys, but I need to get cleaned up, and the wife and I are going to go car shopping. So it's scattered thunderstorms around here today. We'll see what happens, right?
That's it. Keep safe.
All right. Hey, guys, have a great weekend. Rod, we'll see you and talk to you soon.
Great to have you back, brother.
Hey, great to be back, guys. Take care.
All right, take care. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so let's see. We got yep, Imperial Fives are on the list. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. You got that right, Scotty. QNS, he says, it was only Lucy and her studio that greenlighted Roddenberry's Wagon Train to the Stars idea of Star Trek. I like that. Wagon Train to the Stars. Cool beans. Double A says, no, Werewolf, I did not see Ethel in that one. And Scotty says, Topper was the ghost. Ah, yes, okay. What was the one about the rabbit, the invisible rabbit? Wasn't there one about an invisible rabbit? So I can vaguely remember the Topper one, but Tempest from Mars says those digests are great. I like that they threw in the horror and the funny stuff ones with the superhero ones. That Dark Mansions one doesn't have anything from Dark Mansion in it, though. I don't have that one, and I still need quite a few. But what did he say? Shannon's like he said he's like 6 away. And that's pretty good. Oh, let's see here. And Scotty says, Topper Returns, etc. Great movies. My dad loved Topper and introduced them to me when I was a lad. I can remember vaguely they'd be on. We'd only get to see them when you had a snow day or you were homesick, because they used to run that like on Channel 8 around here in the morning. They would show movies and old shows like that. Mike Taylor says, interesting about Fred and Ethel. Couldn't stand each other off screen. She refused to work with him later on. Oh, that's too bad. Can't we all just get along? Werewolf by Lunchtime says, when did that Barbie come out, Maranya? Maranya says, both of them were on the conveyor belt. August. They both stuffed candy into the uniforms, mouths, and under their hats. Yeah, that's a classic episode. Werewolf says, Mrs. Werewolf is talking through me, by the way. And Scotty says, Maranya, I know that the Mattel doll, I don't have it. I wish I got it now, but I wasn't as good at pop and swapping like now. She had a very limited articulation body. 2008 for the set, which has Ethel and Lucy as the candy makers. Cool beans. Was that 2008 was when they made the set? Please tell me it wasn't $2008. Scotty says, I had the Munster couple in my hands on clearance at Target for $20 back in the day and bought it for a friend that wanted it. I kicked myself for not getting it for myself. Oh. If I had a dime for every time I missed out on something, I'd have the money to buy the stuff that I missed out on. Maranya says, at one time I had both Speed Racer and Trixie Ken Barbie dolls. Mattel will merchandise pretty much anything with Barbie and sometimes Ken. And Speed Racer, that would have been interesting. I would like to have seen that one. Michael Taylor says, terrific digest, Shannon. And I'm sure Shannon would appreciate that, Michael. And Double A says, Lady M, wasn't there an episode where Lucy had a helmet stuck on her head? Took the entire episode to get it removed? And Scotty says, I had Speed Racer. I don't know what happened to him. He's probably out in storage. I found a crushed crate this week, and it had a squished face Barbie in it. Oh, no. I hope her face goes back to normal. Oh yes. Barbie scarred for life. Michael Taylor says, didn't Mrs. Muir live in a lighthouse? I believe she did. I think it did. It was like a big house, but I think they had wasn't there like a lighthouse built alongside it somewhere on the property? I believe so. But yeah, I used to watch Ghost and Mrs. Muir Saturday nights. It used to be on. We used to go to visit my grandmother on my mother's side Saturday nights, and that was one of the shows that my grandfather used to sit there in the living room and watch. There was that. There was the Untouchables. There was the Jackie Gleason show. So those are the memories that come back. And I think you're right, Michael. I think there was a lighthouse involved on the property there on that show. Maranya says, it was a loving cup, August. Fun times with her riding the subway. Jason, hey, Jason, how you doing, man? Great to see you this morning. He says, good morning, Rod and Shannon, and a good morning to you, buddy. Hope everything's going well. Cool beans. Great to see you in the peanut gallery once again. Maranya says, I believe so, Michael. Good morning, Jason. And Scotty says, has Mattel ever made Golden Girls dolls? If not, why? Maranya, that would sell. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, great recommendations, guys. Trying to pet Rico and type at the same time. Very hard. Yes. And Jason says, good morning to Maranya. And Maranya says, not yet, Scotty. They might not have enough buyers to justify the production costs of face sculpts and odd body types. Mike Taylor says, meaning wanting to have Superman at their party, I mean. Okay. Cool. Whoops. Lost my mouse there. Scotty also says, we have a variety of body types now, and Dorothy could go on that tall body. Sophia would go on the petite body, and Rose and Blanche on normal bodies. Hey, he's got it all planned out. Tempest from Mars says, NECA made some Golden Girl figures, Scotty. Might be difficult to get a hold of now, though they were very popular, he says. And Miranda says, NECA put out 8-inch Golden Girl dolls, oh, Scotty. There you go. Maranya, backing up what Tempest from Mars is saying. Scotty says, I saw those NECA figures. I bought the Bill and Ted and Karate Kid ones. I like them okay, but they are, how do I say it, the plastic they use. It's like an action figure with clothing, but not Miko. Double A says, yep, Edgar Buchanan in the 50s. He played the sidekick to Hopalong Cassidy. Yeah, we see him pop up in like Gunsmoke or Rifleman or stuff like that, because me and my wife watch those westerns on MeTV every day. It's on MeTV and the Inspiration Network every day. We usually will sit down in the afternoon and watch those, maybe while we're eating supper and whatnot. So I record them. All every day. So. All right. Maranya says the sizes are right, Scotty, but Barbie bodies are, how shall we put this? running on the skinny side. They need thicker bodies for the mature ladies. And Scotty says they made the veggie vitamin doll too. Scotty says they make curvy bodies in Barbie now. But which Golden Girls is curvy? Which of the Golden Girls are curvy? My Three Sons is also a pretty good show. That's one, boy, you forget about. I've forgotten about that one. Yeah. My Three Sons. I remember that. Scotty says curvy is one of my favorite new Barbie bodies. The Library 88, he says awesome stuff, Shannon. And I'm sure Shannon would appreciate that, Library. Cool, thank you. And Maranya says they would need to make the dolls curvy, normal height, petite, and tall versions. Curvy is the closest to, quote, normal female figure in Barbie form. And Michael Taylor says, very cool. Car shopping, enjoying that new car smell. Later, Shannon. There you go. Robert Harrison, Bob, he says the rabbit was in a Jimmy Stewart movie. Okay, maybe that's what I'm remembering. Yeah, it was an invisible rabbit for some reason. I don't know why that sticks in my head, but when I heard Topper, maybe I'm getting it confused with Thumper, from the Winnie the Pooh. Not Winnie the Pooh. What was Thumper in? Yeah, wasn't Thumper in Winnie the Pooh? Oh, man, now I'm getting all my stuff all mixed up in my head. Doesn't take much, Scotty says, I understand, but they make them thinner to accommodate the thick material used for clothing, Maranya. And Maranya says, movie-wise, the classic Thin Man movies are fun to watch. Also, Blondie and Dagwood movies. I remember the Blondie and Dagwood. Was Blondie and Dagwood a TV show as well? Because I seem to remember seeing those on, if I stayed home from school in the morning, they would show those along with those other ones that I mentioned earlier on Channel 8. August Ascetic said, what was the title of the sitcom where a wife and a husband had a mind swap so they were in each other's bodies? I am not sure. The premise sounds familiar, but I can't remember it. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, diabetic. I will let her know. Thanks for the recommendation. I've never heard of it. Sounds good. Cool beans. Swag da, hey Swag. How you doing, man? What you snacking on? What are you snacking on? Hey, comic fam. Bam, he says, and waving. Great to see you. Hope your Saturday's going well, Swag. Always great to see you in the peanut gallery, my friend. Michael Taylor says, talking through you, AA, funny take on the Beatles. I'm looking through you. There you go. Werewolf by Lunchtime. Apparently she has seen some episodes, diabetic. But what okay. I'm not sure. What can you do? Can you do? But what can... Actually, okay. But what can you do? Gotcha. Okay. And Miranda says, Invisible Rabbit movie was Harvey. Oh, maybe that. Yeah. Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, I think you are right. Because that sounds... Now when you say Harvey, yeah, that kind of hits home a little more. I think you're on to it, Miranda. I think you are right. Robert Harrison says, I have some Barbie dolls. There you go. And Miranda wants to know which ones, Robert. The more recent ones do a really good job with the likenesses. Mike Taylor says, I watched The Ghost in the Mrs. Mirror. Forgot, though. Yeah, I like the guy who played the captain. What was his name? Richard something? Harrison? Something like that. I just thought he played the perfect captain character. He just looked like a sea captain, and I just thought it was a perfect character for that. And of course, Charles Nelson Riley being the Claude that he was, he always portrayed. I can picture when I think of Charles Nelson Riley, I think of Lidsville. When he was on Lidsville as the big villain guy. Oh. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I'm more into 60s and 70s UK carry-on movies. Oh, Mrs. Maranya says, for British humor, Monty Python, baby. Faulty Towers was another good one. Red Dwarf, I don't think I ever saw any of those. Are You Being Served? I think I've seen a few of those. But Monty Python, man. Monty Python, that style of humor, their style of humor, just clicked with me. And man, when I discovered that, I was off to the races. I remember finding it on when I was tooling around. My great grandmother, she had passed away, God bless her, in 1975. She gave me her old TV set that I used to watch Big Valley and Batman on. So I had that once she passed away, and it had the UHF channel knob, and I would be playing with the UHF channels, trying to pull them in, and I pulled in Monty Python one time, and it was just like, what is this? I don't know, but it's doggone funny. And I just got such a kick out of that. And my favorite movie of all time, on all genres, my favorite overall movie is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You know, they come at the beginning of the movie and they come over the ridge and they look like they're riding horses. And then you look and they're not. Nobody's riding horses. And they got the guy with the coconuts. I lose it, and I'm gone for the rest of the movie because I am just in tears. It is just so funny. So I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. You guys like Monty Python? I love Monty Python, the TV show, their movies, just very cool. And, of course, Faulty Towers had one of the guys, John Cleese from Monty Python in there. So you can't go wrong with Faulty Towers either. So very good suggestions again, Maranya. Very cool. Double A says, Lady M, how about the Chatty Cathy doll? Wasn't that the very first talking doll? I seem to recall something about that. Scotty says, Red Dwarf, I love that show. I discovered it in college, he says. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, all gold, Maranya. Also, Blackadder and the Young Ones. Blackadder, I remember seeing in the TV Guide, but I don't think I ever watched the show. But I was fascinated by the name, Blackadder, because, I mean, I'm always thinking Blackadder is a snake. So what's that got to do with that? You know, if anything, probably doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just my young mind at the time. Diabetic Superman says Bambi was Thumper, Rod. Ah, there we go. Thank you, DS. I knew it didn't feel right, Thumper and Winnie the Pooh. So it didn't sound right. Yeah, you're right. And when I think of Bambi, you know what I think of? How many of you have seen that short with Bambi meets Godzilla? That's probably all I got to say, right? I remember seeing that, and I remember dying, and I couldn't wait to go tell my friends the next day. It was just, did you see that? That was just too funny. Brian says, the very first successful talking doll. Yes, August. Prior talking dolls were of the crying baby sort. There you go. And Scotty says, put Red Dwarf action figures on the to make list. I've been wanting a Crichton doll with extra heads to swap out. Ironically, they all look the same. Maranya says, hey there, swag. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast, Scotty. Robert Harrison says, some Christmas Barbies from the early 90s and some from Avon. Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Oh, cool. Very cool. And Swagda says, hey, Maranya, how are you? And Maranya says, doing good, Swag. How about you? And Maranya also says, if you have those mint in box, Robert, they can go for some serious money here. And Robert says, yes, Harvey, I have that movie. Cool beans. And Maranya says, Avon Barbies especially. I'm learning all about these Barbies here this week. And Scotty says, Werewolf by Lunchtime, Ace Rimmer. Loved how Rimmer hated him so much. And Quite Enough Sayer says, Rod, there are actually 2 Blondie TV shows. Okay. And older film series. Okay. I remember the TV shows. That's what I remember. Yeah. I want to say it was probably the ones from it must have been the ones from 57 because you could tell they were old. And they were running them on channels back before we got anything close to cable or anything like that. We had about 5 channels we could watch. And one of them was Channel 8 out of Poland Springs, Maine. And they used to show a lot of old movies and stuff like that. And they used to have Dialing for Dollars. And if you were watching the movie, when they called your number, you could win money if you could answer the trivia question, So that was a big thing. Dialing for Dollars. They used to show, was it Commander Cody? I think it was. And those movies, they used to show serial type movies. There was a Commander Cody and the Lost Rocket Men or something like that. I probably got it all screwed up. It's been a long, long time since I thought about that stuff. But very cool, QNS. Thank you for that. And Maranya says, Edward Mulhare. There you go, Edward Mulhare. Yes, was the captain in the TV show with Hope Lang. Yes. Absolutely. Diabetic Superman, Edward Mulhare was the captain. Yes. Thank you, both of you. Scotty says, if you like Barbies, I do Fashion Figure Friday on my channel, but I treat them like action figures more, just like I've done since the 70s. I may start doing Tuesday Taylor Tuesdays. Swagda says, I'm great. Thanks for Maranya. And thanks. And what you snacking on? Yeah. Well, let's see. What did I have here for a snack? I had some Boston baked beans candy that I picked up. And also, if I got real hungry, I got a devil dog. And to round it out, some Planters honey roasted peanuts. In case I get hungry down here during the show. There we go. So that's what I'm snacking on. Excuse me. Later on, I'll be snacking on some pizza. Yes, sir. Michael Taylor says, Rod, I forgot who played the captain, but I remember what he looked like. Had a long goatee. Yep. Very cool. Robert Harrison says, I have not bought any Barbies in a long, long time. And Jason says, Abbott and Costello, best old school comedy. Abbott and Costello used to watch their movies. They used to be on Saturday nights at like 6 o'clock. I think it was on Channel 27 out of Worcester, Mass. And used to watch those. Absolutely. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Great stuff. You know that the comments are placed perfectly strategically over my mouth, so you can't see me chomping on these peanuts. Perfect. And Miranda says, I tried some dried fruit and walnuts earlier and half an onion bagel with cream cheese. Oh, I love a toasted onion bagel. And throw some cheese, just regular cheese on it and let it melt again. Oh, those are good. Oh, good. I dip them in ketchup too sometimes. Scotty says, Red Dwarf and Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean. Oh, Mr. Bean was another classic. My favorite British comedy TV shows. Yeah, I can see why. Scotty says, I loved Holy Grail by Monty Python. Yeah, that was just, for some reason, like I said, that just clicked with me, and I fell in love with it, man. I fell in love with it. Captain Strangelove, Han says, The Real McCoys, Mr. Lucky, Crusader Rabbit, Sugarfoot, Route 66, and many more gone but not totally forgotten early TV shows. Love them all. Yes, sir. There's some great ones you just mentioned right there. Yes, sir. Crusader Rabbit, though. I love Crusader Rabbit. Crazy Hungarian Joey says The Young Ones is one of my favorite shows of all time. There you go. Cool beans, Joe. Michael Taylor says Abbott and Costello was another duo. They didn't like each other off the screen much. Later on, Costello more than Abbott. Yep, Abbott and Costello used to like to watch them. I still like their cartoon that they used to have. I believe it was Hanna-Barbera that put out the Abbott and Costello cartoon. We used to see it on the Major Mud Show that I mentioned earlier. Scotty says, oh, Black Adder as in Snake. I thought it was an accountant or math teacher. I never knew what the TV series was about. When I hear Black Adder, my first thought goes to the snake. So I don't know. I have no idea what the show was about or anything like that. So you could very well be right. It could be about an accountant or a math teacher. I've never seen it. So Scotty says, Bambi versus Godzilla, the shortest short ever. Yes. Yes, it was. Double A says YouTube showed a lady with a Barbie collection in both her house and garage. So her husband had to park his car in the front yard. Very tolerant husband. Hey, happy wife, happy life. And most of us, we like sleeping in the big bed. So Tempest from Mars says, any fans of Spike Milligan? I prefer him over the Pythons. I'm not familiar with Spike Milligan. You have to give me more information, Tempest. I want to know. Mike Taylor says, great show as always. Had a blast. Rod and Shannon, Peanut Gallery. Have a great weekend and upcoming week. Cool beans, Michael. You as well. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a great week coming up. And Scotty says, reminds me of the Third Rock from the Sun episodes where Dick got addicted to Beanie Babies and had them stuffed everywhere in the house. I remember that show. That was a funny sitcom. I enjoyed that show. Robert Harrison says, first time I saw Bambi vs. Godzilla, 1966 comic book convention. I only heard about Bambi versus Godzilla in college. That was before the concept of internet to share videos. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, I just remember seeing it. I want to say I saw it on, Saturday Night Live, but I don't think that was, it could have been, but I don't think so. I can't remember where I saw it, to be honest. But it was one of those things like Bambi meets Godzilla. Okay. So you sit back and they're playing that music. You sit back and then boom. And then it was like, oh, what did you do? Oh, and I just lost it. It brought tears to my eyes, man. Some things just catch your funny bone and it sets you off, and that was it. Miranda says, only one word to describe Bambi versus Godzilla. Splat. You got it, Miranda. You got it. Robin Harrison says there were a lot of Blondie movies. Oh, now I'm not well versed in the Blondie movies, but I do know there were a few, but I'll have to research that because I'm fascinated by old TV, old movies and stuff like that. So I'd like to educate myself on that stuff. QNS says we had Dialing for Dollars in Rhode Island, also with George Allen on Saturday movies afternoons. All cool beans. Yeah, I think Dialing for Dollars was like everybody like Bozo. Everybody had their Bozo in their market, right? And I think they had the same thing. Dialing for Dollars was back in the day. I don't think it was like somebody owned the concept and that was it. You get in trouble for copyrights or whatever. But yeah, Dialing for Dollars, that was a big thing, And we're going to see if Susie's home. And if she's home and answers the question, she'll win our jackpot, which is up to what? $17.39. QNS says it was on the CBS affiliate. Cool beans. Scotty says serial type movies like Captain Crunch. Oh, serial like 15-minute segment parts. You got it, Scotty. Swagner says Boston baked beans are delicious, Rod. Yeah. These ones here are made at Calif's Country Store and in Barrington, New Hampshire. And out of all the ones that I've ever eaten throughout my life, these ones here are the best and the biggest. These things are huge, and all it is, for those who don't know Boston baked beans, they're just peanuts with a hard candy, sweet candy shell on them. But doggone, they're good, And I don't get them maybe once or twice a year, but they are so good. So I'm right there with you, Swagner. And Mastodon Comics says, Rod, what is your opinion of the Cena heel turn? Well, my first thought is I don't care about John Cena. I never have. I never thought he was that good. They're calling him the GOAT now. And it's just like, no, man, John Cena was never the GOAT in any sense. You want to talk the GOAT, talk about, Bruno Sammartino, talk about Ric Flair, talk about, nowadays, I'll tell you who I think is the GOAT, and that's that Will Ospreay guy for AEW. That guy, in all my years of watching wrestling since like 1971, 72, my grandfather got me watching it. Will Ospreay is a guy who every time I see his match, he does something that just makes me go, I've never seen that ever before done by anybody else, So, but John Cena, I'm kind of wondering why they did a heel turn, because I got a feeling there's just going to be more to it, because you can't have Cena go out as a heel. With his career, with all he did for the Make-A-Wish Foundation and all the kids and everything like that, all the merch sales and stuff like that. I don't know how much his merch sales are gonna go down because of a heel turn, but I would say they're not going to be as good as they were when he was a face. So I don't know what their end game is yet. We'll all find out how they booked this and what they booked for the end game. The really sad part of it is he's going to beat my guy Cody Rhodes for the title and have the title and hold on to it until what is it? There's a Saturday night main event coming in December instead of a pay-per-view. So that's probably where he'll drop it back to whoever's going to be the new top dog at the time. They probably will pick somebody younger, one of the youngsters that might be coming up from NXT or something like that, and put it on him at that time. Kind of like a passing of the torch, sort of. But John Cena, overall, never been a fan of his at all. So there you go, Mastodon. Jason says, coupling Scotty for British humor, British comedy. Now, I've never even heard of that. Jason. So that you'll have to educate me on that one, Jason. Mike Taylor says, "Oh, devil dogs, yum! Some of the best cream out of all the cakes." Yeah, I like those. Those are really, really good. And I don't have them too often. I'm not supposed to. I can't have them. Any of that kind of stuff. But I treat myself. Well, every now and again. Usually the weekend, I'll treat myself to stuff, but I can't eat the stuff like I used to, man. Just not healthy for me. So Robert Harrison says there are around 32 Blondie movies. Holy cow. 32. Talk about a franchise. Wow. That's crazy. I did not know that, Robert. Wow. Thank you so much for that, Bill. See, I love you. You guys, man, you educate me more on some of the stuff that I've never ever knew about. It's always a blast hanging out with you guys, man. So cool beans. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. And Captain Strangelove, Hans, he says, Captain Video, Commander Cody and the Space Rangers. There you go. Yeah, they used to show those. Yeah. Oh my God. There was another one too that was like a Rocket Man or something like that. And I can't remember it. I've been trying to think of it for the last few minutes here, and I can't remember it. But there was something like that. Yeah, very cool indeed. I remember. I mean, you guys must remember that. You know, when you stayed home, either a snow day or for some reason you were home from school for the day, whether you were sick or whatever, you got to see TV shows and TV stuff that you didn't get to see because you were in school. And I always was fascinated by that. I wanted to see, what am I missing when I'm in school? What am I missing? So I would scour the TV guide and look to see, I want to see what that show's about, you know, and stuff like that. I just found it, as a kid, that was an exciting time for me. If I stayed home from school, which didn't happen too often, in the wintertime, we'd have probably 3 or 4 snow days maybe throughout the winter. And so when you heard them say on WTSN 1270 AM, that was the station I listened to, and they would say schools are closed in blah 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 Rollinsford. Yes, we're home today. We're home. Get out the G.I. Joes. Get out the Captain Action. Get out the Major Matt Masons. Let's watch some TV and have some fun. Yes, sir. Maranya says, Rod, eating pizza on a Saturday night? Who'd have thunk it? What does he think he is? A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? That's a perfect segue right there, Maranya, and you didn't even know it, and thank you so much for it. Let's see. Yes, I do eat pizza most Saturdays, most Sundays, and most days that end in Y. But you mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, I found some original art that I thought I lost. So hold on just a second here. 1984, my very first comic book show that I ever went to. And the guys, Kevin Eastman and what was it, Peter Laird? I hope I got the names right. They were there and they were hyping their new book that they were putting out, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had issues 1 and 2, and they had another book out that they were putting out as well. And I had them do this sketch here. This one is done by Laird, and of course it's the Hulk. So it's original artwork by Peter Laird of the Turtles. And this is all the way from 1984, man. I thought I lost these. I couldn't find them. I thought they were in my portfolio. When I went through the portfolio, they were gone. I'm like, oh, man, don't tell me I lost these things. I knew they would probably be here in a box or something somewhere. But that's very cool. You know, there's that one. And then this one here. I really like this one here. And it's just done on a comic backing board. This was one they had already done. And I just picked this one out to buy because I just loved it. And it is 1984 was signed by him. But here they are. You got Cap and Iron Man in the back. Says he throws it at people. Far out. I just love that. That is just great. So I am so thrilled to find these and get these back into my portfolio, my collection. Oh, man. You should have heard me when I found this. You know, it's a wonder people didn't come from miles around. Are you okay? What's going on here? You know, because I was screaming, you know. Oh, my gosh, that was so much fun. So, all right, let's see. So, thank you, Maranya, for setting me up for that. I'm glad you did. You reminded me. I wanted to show that. So thank you. Scotty says, the first bagel I ever ate was in college. I thought, this is the worst donut I've ever tasted. It's a bread donut. Yes, it is. Jason says, okay, Maranya, we need an artist friend to draw Rod as a Ninja Turtle eating pizza, saying cool beans. That would cover it all, right, Jason? Oh, no, Jason, you got to add one more thing. You got to add me sitting ringside at a wrestling show, right? right? Oh man, I miss going to those shows in Dover when the wrestling used to be coming to Dover there, Jason. I miss those. That was a lot of fun, my friend. Michael Taylor says cream cheese and lox on a bagel. Yum, he says. Well, by lunchtime says, "Are you being served?" I never saw that. I don't think I might have seen. I take that back. I think I might have seen a couple of them, but for some reason it didn't stick in my head. But so because I remember hearing that the show, knowing of the name and everything. I might have seen a couple of shows because when I discovered Monty Python. I decided to try and try a couple other shows, so I think that might have been one. I might have seen one or two. Faulty Towers came later, and I liked Faulty Towers. I just love John Cleese. Cleese. Thank you, John Cleese. Just the way. His mannerisms, the way he acted, I just loved him. He's awesome, And then to see him later on in what was it, Silverado? It was just like, oh, I couldn't believe it when I saw him. Oh, that's John Cleese, man. Oh, that's cool. Miranda says, Michael, I was first introduced to cream cheese with lox on a bagel in college. Love that combo. It's pretty pricey though. Double A says, Rod, when you showed the Devil Dog pastry, did you know there was a Republic movie cereal called The Fighting Devil Dogs? No, I did not. And plenty action. Oh, no. And that's, I have The Fighting Devil Dog. That's what, who is it? Slow down, slow your brain down. I think it was Sergeant Rock's brother, Frank. Was it Frank? I can't remember. But it was Sergeant Rock's brother, and he was known as the Fighting Devil Dog, I believe, in Our Fighting Forces. A couple of issues in Our Fighting Forces, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I showed those last night on Crazy Hungarian Joe's Friday night show. So very cool, but I did not know that there was a movie serial called that. That is very cool. Thank you for that. Man, I'm learning all kinds of stuff today. Michael Taylor says Costello was not the same after child drowning, blamed his wife. I've heard that story, and that's really sad. It was really sad. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine going through that. It's just, I can't put myself in that frame of mind to how I would deal with that, because that would just be such a tragedy. So absolutely, man. My Werewolf by Lunchtime says, Tempest, do you like the goons? Do like the goons, but prefer. Oh, you do like the goons, but prefer the pythons. I see. Okay, there, I'm with you now. And Michael Taylor says, yes, spelled it wrong, Lox. Hold on, I just got to check and make sure it's not the missus trying to get a hold of me. Okay, nope. All right. And Scotty says, R.I.P. Saturday Night Live. Missed the good years, so I watched the 80s and 90s episodes Saturday nights. Loved Toonces the Driving Cat. I'm not familiar with that skit, if that was from Saturday Night Live. For me, Saturday Night Live was the 70s. With all the cast, Bill Murray and all them guys. I did watch it when Eddie Murphy was big in there. And he would do the buckwheat thing and stuff like that. So I that's about where I stopped, was after the Eddie Murphy years. So Michael Taylor says, it is pricey, Maranya. And Hans, he says, great show today. Take care, everyone. Live long and be well. Thank you so much, Captain, for hanging out with us, man. One of the legends and the man responsible for yours truly being on YouTube at all. So it's always great to have you with us, Hans. Thank you so much, my friend. And Maranya says, take care, Hans. Michael Taylor says, I knew I spelled locks wrong. Scotty says, so when he says cool beans, he's talking about Boston baked beans. No, cool beans is just a phrase like awesome or incredible, fantastic, just like that. I actually picked it up from my wife. She was the first one I had ever heard say that, and I just over the years picked it up from her. So she's heavily influenced me in my life. August says, well, I'm signing off now to go meet my buddy at McDonald's. Take care, Rod, Shannon, and Lady M. August, thank you so much for hanging out with us again today, my friend. Always great to see you in the peanut gallery. You have a great rest of your weekend. Great week coming up. So take care, my friend. Tempest from Mars says, werewolf, yes, the goons. Telegoons was fun. Doc, there's a clip I've played on a few of my videos of a certain person getting a pie in the face. That's Spike. Oh, okay. All right. Yep. Gotcha. Okay. Cool beans. Oh, love it. Love it. And Maranya says, enjoy Mickey D's with your friend, August. I don't get out to McDonald's too much anymore. When I do, I try to get there for the hash browns. So I have to be there for breakfast because their hash browns are the best, man. Those little potato cakes or whatever, hash browns. I used to go through at like 4 a.m. I'd go through the drive-through when I was driving to work and pick up. I'd get like half a dozen of them. Okay. I used to get 10 of them. I used to get 10 hash browns, and I would bring my own bottle of ketchup, a big bottle of Heinz ketchup. Keep it with me in the truck, and I would have a cup. They would give me a coffee cup, one of the cardboard coffee cups, and they would give me one of those cups because I got to know the people at the window. They would give me a coffee cup, and I would pour ketchup in, and I would dunk them when I got to work. Nothing better, man. Nothing better. It's just so good. Oh, man, my mouth is watering now. Hey, Michael says, enjoy, double A. Jason says, I hate to disagree with you, right? But I will take John Cena over Ric Flair every day of the week, especially outside of the ring as real people behind the scenes. Okay, we're talking two different things. Outside of the ring, John Cena is a wonderful person. Not going to get any argument from me. All the stuff he's done with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and that kind of stuff, absolutely. You can tell what kind of person he is. But in the ring, I mean, I would rather watch paint dry. He had 5 moves. That was it, and I'm sorry. I want more than 5 moves out of my wrestlers. I want to see him suplexing. I want to, guys like Zack Sabre. I'm sorry. Guys like William Regal, guys like Billy Robinson, the British style that do the hold, counter hold. I love that type of chain wrestling. Those are the guys who really caught my attention, along with some of the bruisers, like Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, those kind of guys. But right now, I gotta say, Will Ospreay is a man. He's on a different level. He says it himself. That's his sketch line. He's on a different level. And in my mind, he is. I just am fascinated by what this guy can do inside the square ring, the square circle, and it's just unbelievable. But Ric Flair, when Ric Flair was in his prime, from the Mid-Atlantic years to the early NWA runs that he had as champion, I thought he put together a very good match, and he could do a variety of different things, So that's why I go with Ric Flair there. John Cena, can't see me. What does that even mean? Can't see me? I'm sorry. I don't want to see you, John. I don't want to see you. I want you to just fade off into the sunset. I understand, Jason, though. Yes, sir. I understand, my friend. And Scotty says Rocketeer. No, it wasn't Rocketeer, because that was more of a modern thing, I think, with in the comics and whatnot. It was something like a Rocketeer, though. It was something like that. But maybe I'm still thinking of Commander Cody. I'm trying to think. He had like a big bullet helmet, with big eyes and a big mouthpiece and stuff like that. So that's what I'm thinking of. Jason says, Rod, last a new coupling was on Amazon Prime. New coupling. Okay, new coupling was on Amazon Prime. A couple of the other streamers, 4 seasons, but they're short episodes. Okay, all right. Yeah, because I'm not familiar with that at all. I don't have Amazon Prime. If I did, I'd be watching Reacher, because just the clips that I've seen of that show, I love that show. Was it Reacher? There was a couple other shows on there too that I wanted to see. I can't think of them now. So, but new coupling, huh? I'll have to do some research on that, Jason. So thank you for that information, my friend. All right. Scotty says, yep, it's Rocket Man on YouTube. Oh, cool. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that. Let's see. Mastodon says, I never liked him before the heel turn, so I agree with you on that. I grew up watching during the 80s and 90s, so my top 5 are Andre. Andre, when Andre, before the mid to late 80s, when Andre could actually wrestle in the 70s. Andre was doing suplexes and heel throws and hip tosses and stuff. He was doing all kinds of stuff in the ring. In the 80s, all he kind of was reduced to throwing punches, putting them in the corner and, bumping them with his butt, squishing them in the corner and stuff like that. But Andre was incredible, an incredible athlete when he first started out, man. In the early 70s. Incredible athlete. You see some of that old footage, man, and you're going to go, that's not on. Yeah, it was Andre, man. So, Undertaker, yeah, wouldn't disagree with you there. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Riding that lightning bolt across America. Love Dusty. Austin, yeah. Austin with the Attitude Era. He really carried the company on his back for a few years there. And Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was a bump king, man. He could bump like crazy. Everybody knows about the whole Michaels versus Hulk Hogan bump fest that he put on. But Michaels was a good worker. Didn't like his attitude for most of the first part of his career. Had that attitude, was just thought more of himself than it was almost like read your own press clippings or whatever and started to believe him, but he was a good worker in the ring. You can't deny that. The stuff, that you get to the whole thing about, having more sunny days, blah, 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 that whole stuff, that wasn't cool. That wasn't very cool at all. But I can understand Mastodon. Some good choices right there, my friend. Scotty says, I found a box of comics I didn't know I still had. Mostly classic X-Men comics. Oh, isn't that great when you find stuff that you didn't remember you had? That's like somebody said earlier. It's like Christmas. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta love spring cleaning. Yeah. And Han says, Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. Rocky Jones, Space Ranger. Oh, Tom Corbett, I remember. I think they showed some of those. Rocky Jones, I can't remember right off the top of my head seeing those, but that's interesting. And Swagner says, that's cool, Scotty. Cool to find more comics you forgot about. Yeah. And Mike Dale says, speaking of Captain Video, I've cut off your air supply. What TV show line is that from? I'll cut off your air supply. I do not know. I do not know, Michael. You got me. Scotty says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1984. I heard of them in 85 in a magazine about comics that I took to school my first day. New school. Yep. 1984. That was the old Howard Johnson's facility at the Portsmouth Traffic Circle. was where that show was that I remember, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And that was my first time ever going. That was my first comic show. I was so excited to go. I'm like, what? I didn't know what to expect, and it was just like wall to wall comics, old school, and it was neat. Metarog, hey Roger, how you doing? I'm here at the end, he says, but wow, great pieces, Rod. Well, thank you so much, Roger. Appreciate that. I had a little tribute to you and showing some Metarog double bag comics that I had, the Infinity Incorporated. So very cool indeed. Great to have you join the Peanut Gallery again, my friend. Cool beans. Rod, yes, sir. And I am one of us says, nice drawing. Yeah, that wasn't my drawing, but just so they know. But yeah, very cool indeed. So fun stuff. And I thought I lost him. I'm so excited to have him back. Swagner says, "Hey, Metarog." Easy Comic Reader says, "That's a nice find." Yeah, I was so psyched because I've been bummed about not finding him. I wanted to show him back about a month and a half ago, and I couldn't find him anywhere. Jason says, awesome drawing. Yeah, Jason, you might have been around for that, for 84, right? No, you're a lot younger than I am. Scotty says, what's up, Metarog? And Metarog says, hey, Swag, fist bump. Swagda says, nice Rod. Thank you, Swagda. And Metarog says, hola, Scotty. Maranya says, hey there, Metarog. Michael Taylor says, great pieces of art by the Turtles creator. I know you wouldn't sell them, but I'm sure they would go for big money. Yeah, I'm not sure. Never really even thought about that. It was just like you said. It's just that has special memories for me. My first comic show, and the fact that it's early Turtle stuff. So that kind of is in there, but it's not because of seeking financial value of it. Those will be in my collection. My kids will have to worry about getting money for them, so it won't be me, that's for sure. Thank you, Michael. Metarog says, hey to Maranya with a fist bump. Swagner says, hey there, Easy, fist bump. Easy Comic Reader says, brother Swag, yeah, fist bump. Cool beans. Crazy Hungarian says, mother, where did I get mother from? Another great show, Rod and Shannon. Have a great weekend. Joe, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate it. And don't forget to check out his latest show every Friday night. Crazy Hungarian puts it on. A great show. And don't forget to check him out and sub him up if you haven't. I can't believe anybody hasn't yet. So I'm sure everybody that watches this show already knows about Crazy Hungarian. So cool beans. Metarog says, howdy, Mike, from sunny South Texas. There we go. Maranya says, the one older lady sales clerk had the most unusual hair colors. I seem to recall on one show he had pale lilac purple hair. And Easy Comic Reader says, Roger, howdy, brother. Robert Harrison says, happy trails to you until we meet again. Until next time, Robert, take care, man. Be safe up there. Stay warm. Take care, my friend. Swagger says, hey there, Crazy Hungarian. And Tempest from Mars says, Mrs. Slocum, Maranya. She also kept talking about her cat, but used another name to describe it. Aha. Scandalous TFM, says Maranya. Tempest says, you wouldn't get away with it these days. Michael Taylor says, Rod, yes, the real SNL. Looked forward to it every Saturday. Yes. Samurai, when he was doing this, John Belushi was doing the Samurai deli, Coke, no Pepsi. Great, just fun little stuff like that, Mike Taylor says, later, Hans. Easy Comic Reader says, have a great weekend, everyone. Y'all take care. You too, Mike. Thank you once again for your comic song of the week. Greatly appreciate it, my friend. Take care. Look forward to Easy Comic Reader's variety show. I believe it's coming out this weekend, he says. So check him out. Dale Butts, he says, I hope I'm not being Captain Obvious, and Devil Dog is a United States Marine. Yeah, okay. I knew it was in the military. Not well versed in exactly where it fit in there, but thank you. United States Marine. Okay, cool beans. Supposedly the name was earned at the Battle of Belleau. I'm probably butchering that. Bellier. It could be Bellier or Belleau Wood in France in June of 1918. Oh, cool beans. Well, thank you very much for that. See, I'm always learning from you guys. Always learning from you guys. Thank you so much, Dale. Appreciate that, man. Maranya says, my SNL skits with the Muppets. Chevy Chase doing pratfalls. Yes. Dan Aykroyd doing spot on impersonation of, I've cut the dickens out of my finger. Love it. Love it. Michael Taylor says, bye, double A. And Dalebot says, my icon here is actually the Devil Dog Fountain in Belleau Woods, Marine Corps hallowed grounds. Cool beans. Very cool. Jason says, Seth Rollins then, Rod? Seth Rollins, he can work. He can work a match. You know, I love the chemistry with him and CM Punk because there's real heat there. So I love the chemistry, and I love the fact that these guys are professional enough to put aside their differences and work together to make money. You know, that's what it's about. It's a business. It's your livelihood, and it's about making money. And they can put aside their differences and work together in that cage match. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. You know. So yeah, Seth is okay. Seth is okay. I don't have a problem with Seth. Mike Taylor says, I think Rocketeer was inspired by Radar Men from the Moon. I think that's what I'm thinking of, Radar Men from the Moon. I think that's it, Michael. I think that's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that's it. Reacher is good, Rod. Yeah, I love Reacher. That's just, man, he is massive. You know, he put on so much muscle and whatnot. And the guy he's fighting here in the third season, he's like 7 foot something. He's a monster. I can't believe that guy's not a pro wrestler, you know. So yeah, I like Reacher. I've got the first season on disc. I got to get the second season, and then hopefully the third season when it comes out. But yes, absolutely, Swag. I'm right there with you, brother. Jason says Reacher is phenomenal. Yes. Invincible is awesome too. I haven't seen him. Oh, Invincible is the cartoon. Yes. Based on the comic. Yes. I've only seen bits and pieces. That's a pretty gruesome cartoon from what I saw. Pretty bloody. But very, very interesting. Scotty says, I'm back. Had to make some lunch. And Swagner says, yes, Jason, Invincible is incredible. Scotty says, Air Supply, the music group, or Total Recall? I'm not sure. And Captain Strange Life says, Hans, the Honeymooners. Yeah. I'm with you there. Michael Taylor says, it was a line from the Honeymooners. Oh, okay. That's what he was answering. He was answering your question from earlier. I thought he was just throwing in another one of those 50s TV shows for, who was it that was looking for it? Was it Tempest? Somebody was looking for shows to watch. So I thought that's what it was. Oh, it was a line from the Honeymooners. Okay. I'll cut off your air supply. Oh, it takes on a whole new meaning now. There you go. Michael Taylor says, correct, Hans. All right. Way to go, Hans. Tempest from Mars says, great show again, guys. Have a good one, everyone. Tempest, thank you so much, my friend, for hanging out with us again, spending your Saturday here. Always look forward to you in the Peanut Gallery. Take care, my friend. Jason says, yeah, I'm not quite that old. Right, I was 7 then. I see. Okay. Cool beans. Scotty says, another name for cat. Kitty cat. There you go. And Mariah says, take care, Rod. Shannon, finally back from assignment. The Peanut Gallery, the Nuts of the Day, the Foofs, the studio audience, and Mariah's legion of peanut pets. Stay safe, warm, and hydrated. Yes, sir. Words to live by. Thank you once again, Mariah, for being here, keeping us in line, keeping us on track, and keeping us on time. So take care. Hope your husband is still healing up, doing well. So we're sending good thoughts and prayers your way as well. Mastodon Comics says, thanks for another great show, Rod. I'll check you out. I'll check with you and all the peanuts more often than I have lately. Well, we understand real life gets in the way sometimes, man. But we're here whenever you want to come back, tune in, hang out with us. We're always here, brother. So take care. Good to see you again. Have a great rest of your weekend and week 2, Mastodon. Take care, man. Scotty says SNL was Church Lady, Wayne and Garth, Hans and Franz. Yeah, Hans and Franz. Buckwheat. Yeah, those were my SNLs. Yeah, I remember a lot of that. A lot of those. Scotty says, I wanted to say Pretty Beauty, Nail Salon, Stewie, but those were Mad TV. And Mastodon says, Jason, I'm a big fan of Seth. His entrance is my ringtone, but I was a bigger Dean Ambrose guy. Oh, there you go. Jason says, Rod, talk to text won't do your name. Really? That's weird. I don't understand. Jason says, Mastodon, Seth is awesome. And yes, the entrance so good and always gets a crowd going. The only thing with Seth is the clothing. It's just like, come on, man. But then again, here I am talking about it. I notice it, so it's getting the job done. So who's to say he's not more right? Obviously, because he's getting people to know him and remember him, So cool beans. All right, that catches us up. What time is it? Oh my gosh, another 1 o'clock day. So great to have everybody here this morning. It was great to have my brother Shannon back to do the show once again. Hopefully, pretty soon he'll be back and we'll be back to a regular schedule. So, cool beans. Want to thank everybody for hanging out this morning and seeing you all and talking with you all. Always fun. I learned so much from you guys. I'm one of us. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. Mastodon, he's going to get a kick out of it. He's hilarious. Yeah, he's entertaining. Michael Taylor says the original Saturday Night Live had a few tragic young deaths. Yes. Sad to say. Yes. Very true, Michael. So, but hope to see you guys all next week. Next Saturday. Same bat time, same bat channel. So, look forward to having everybody hang out once again in the Peanut Gallery. You guys make the show, without a doubt. We say it all the time, and every time we say it, we mean it. You guys make the show. Without you guys, it would just be me and Shannon showing comics, and we look forward to having you guys in the chat in the Peanut Gallery and sharing your thoughts, your memories, your jokes, all your laughs, your tears. You guys make the show. So, all right, that's going to do it from here, from Comic Book Junction, Maine. So it's time to go, and I got to leave. I got to go and get to the dump, and then I've got to, I got to get a pizza. That's what I got to do. That's the most important thing. Got to get a pizza. So, all right, everybody, take care. And we'll see you next week. Want to thank Andrew, too, Triple P, for providing me the pictures so we could do his guest haul this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So we'll see you all next week once again. Everybody take care. Have a great week.